Hello, everybody, and welcome to Potsquatch Growers. My name is Squatchy. I'm a little bit of a doll that was made to look like a Potsquatch when he did a St. Patrick's Day. And well, I figured I'd start the show. So, how's everybody doing tonight? What's up, Lobster Boy? It's your boy Squatchy. I see a lot of people say that on the YouTube, and I don't get it. It's your boy! Fuck that, I'm a doll. It's a doll! Potsquatch is coming, I'm just doing the intro. So everybody, my name's Scratchy, I'm a fucking doll, and I don't actually talk myself. The fact is, I'm a reflection of the mental health issues that the Potsquatch may or may not have. But anyway, everybody, I think I see him. Here he come. Here he come. Here he come. It's time for the show.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to the Friday show. I gotta put this up a little bit because I'm a little bit taller than our friend Squatchy. Thank you, Squatchy, for that beautiful intro there. You are a sweetheart. Big shout out to Lone Stoner and his wife Tina, who made this wonderful, beautiful Squatch doll. If you ever want your very own Squatch doll, they are handmade, they're custom built to order, and you can get yours, but they don't come cheap because she builds them to order every single time and freestyles them in every single one. What's up, everybody? Wait, this angle's not gonna work. I'm cutting myself off pretty bad. Give me a second here, everybody. Let's do this here. There we go. Oh, it's not liking this. Tighten the ball joint here. Sorry, everybody. We will get to the saying hello to everybody in just a second. There we go. That looks like it should be all right. There we go. All right, everybody. That's right. Welcome to Potsquatch Growers, the Friday show. I might be cutting my head off. We're about to see. I'm cutting my head off. I'm getting back up. All right. Now we're going to go up a little bit. There we go. That should be good now. Can you see my beautiful face? No. Yes. Good. Right now, see the soil farm, we got some little babies going, but we'll show those when they're ready to show. As I made the affectionate joke that I've actually quite enjoyed in the last show or two, where we're like, well, you know, like putting young kids in show business. I'm not going to do that to my kids. So, thank you very much, Chris Matos. I really appreciate that. 1 second here. I'm going to go back to the top and say hey to everybody. Oh, well, thank you very much, Garden Geek. Your words are very cool, kind, and thank you so much. I love you very much, my friend. Squeaker 085. Hello, Mr. Potsquatch. Good to see you again. Good to see you as well. Squeaker 085. Lobster Boy to his. We got Steve G. We got Big Mac Creates. We got Mike the Safe Right Squatch. Conchana, your mama in the hizzy. I'm glad you're here, girl. I missed you. Scrog, what's up, baby? Please be quiet. What's up, Derek Richards? Big Mac Creates not yet a live stream. Well, it should be, in theory. I mean, Squatchy was talking. It was live. I was just behind the camera. What are good strains to grow? Well, Jamal Arnold, I mean, I'm an indica lover. I'm a Kush man. So typically, Uncle Potsquatch don't go Kush or anything heavy indica with a nice indica sweet left hookaroonie, as it were. All right. So I'm playing catch up still. 1 second, everybody. I'm going down. What's up, all season angler? What's up, one verb? What up to you, my friend? Logan Lucero's in the house. Me native is in the house. What's up, Seed the Soil Farm, the man? That's right, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's been an interesting week, working lots, doing lots of things. One thing I will say that was interesting is if you've all noticed, we're currently not carrying PayPal on our website for the purchases on the store. For the foreseeable future, I don't think we'll be using PayPal anymore. We did have a PayPal account. I was a little dumb and I used a personal one rather than signing up for a business one, but that wasn't the issue. Basically, when they saw the YouTube, they saw the logo, they saw the branding, they freaked out and freezed our accounts, seized our funds, and told us basically to fuck off forever. So right now we're only able to currently process credit cards. I am looking into other third-party platforms, or if we were to do, at least for Canadian orders, e-transfers as well. Working on that, figuring all of that out. But PayPal basically came and told us to fuck off. So, sad but true, here you go. If you've got a credit card, though, you can still order things there on PotsquatchGrowers.com. I do apologize for that, but it's just one of the things that we're running into in this new world and industry in Canada. We are not a pot company. We are, I guess, pot related. I mean, we are a YouTube and a media outlet that's teaching people to grow pots. Yes, we are a lighting brand, but it's not just for weed, but we did design it for weed, let's be honest. And at the end of the day, we got rolling papers, we got grinders, there's weed leaves on everything we release. I get it. It looks like we're a pot company, but we're not. So all the big banks in Canada, all the credit unions, everybody just keeps telling us to fuck off. We can't have a business account, this, that, and then PayPal came and shut us down after being open for 3.5 months. So anyway, everybody, not a big deal. Persecution happens, baby, I'll tell you, and we're going to keep on riding and say fuck it. So we can still do credit cards right now, though. Yeah, PayPal came pwned me hard, but that's all right, Moju 420. I had a feeling that eventually PayPal was going to do it, because I've been talking to Shopify about looking into releasing our CBD line both in Canada and the States, and sort of all the different things and legalities of things. And so where Shopify in and of themselves are in full support of selling CBD, Shopify payments will not support it. PayPal is against the sales of CBD. So anything that they just decide they don't want to have anything to do with, everyone's scared of getting sued. So they just tell you to fuck off. Unless you're worth millions of dollars, you can't get a business account in this country, even if you're a legal company that's not even a weed company. Weed related, baby, but we're not a weed company. Anyway, what are you going to do? Rock and roll and moving on. What's up, Grassman Nightmare? What's going on with the Squatchy? I'm doing well. Congratulations on everything blowing up, man. 420 Life from Northeast. Hell yeah, baby. Thank you so much. How things going down there for you? What's up, DJ Drew 24B? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Eugene Dolan, what's crack-a-lacking with you, my friend? After topping, how long should I wait before I send into flower? Well, you definitely are going to want to give it a couple of weeks. You want that girl to, one, recover in a few days, then really start to triggering her focusing the growth into the new sort of sections and building it out. So you're not going to top and then flip. You need to top, allow for recovery. That's 2 to 4 days typically on most plants. And then you're going to start to see within a week to 2 weeks after that, that really true greatness that we're going for. I think it's very important to get that training and that time window done before you in fact flip. So I would say at least 2 to 2.5 weeks to answer your question. What's up, Eyes On, baby? How you doing, my friend? What's up, Grass and Clash? That's amazing, Grass and Class. Yeah, there's a local drive going on right now for a Christmas thing I think they do on the downtown east side in Vancouver through Cannabis Culture and their crew over there, where they give out socks and doobies and stuff. So, warm clothing, food, and then they also, because there is quite a serious opiate epidemic in Vancouver, and marijuana has been proven that it can be quite effective in helping to reduce and eventually used as a tool, if used properly, to get clean off opiate addiction. So that's pretty cool, and I'm in support of that. So there's some kind of drives going on as well down in Van City for that shit. You know what I'm saying? That sounds awesome, Seed to Soil Farm. I cannot wait to see your experimentation with that. Have I heard of a dog wormer for cancer? What? 5 people around my area give credit only to dog wormer as their cure. Yes, cure. And every vet is sold out or sold completely out. I swear I'm not making this up. What is it though? I've never heard of this product. I mean, was ist los, Heckler 420? How are you, my friend? What's up? Good to see you. It's very nice. Well, and that's the thing, Grass and Class. I mean, one of the things that's been going down in, Van City, NBC, and Canada in general is it's not just general opiate addiction anymore. It's, fentanyl and carfentanil and all these crazy things, man. There's some days where there's 10 to 30 overdoses downtown. in Vancouver now, right? It's like, we don't really have a huge problem with gun or knife violence in Canada compared to people ODing on the streets. So it's a really wonderful thing that they're doing down there. I actually wanted to send them an email, but I had to go to a business meeting today. I'm going to try to reach out to some of those people tomorrow or in the next couple of days just to learn a bit more about what they're doing and see if there's any way that, the pot squad can come help do some shit like that. It's a dewormer for dogs. Huh. Weird. Never heard of that, bud. Typically, guys, back in that video, I was probably doing a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup to a 2 liter on the club soda there. Typically, I do a 1/2 cup to a cup of coffee to 2 gallons these days when incorporating into feed, but when using into that club soda, especially when utilizing that sort of mid to mid-ish, later mid-ish flour, very effective. On the club soda treatment with doing some coffee, I guess I'd probably put 1 or 2 teaspoons of my molasses in there, and that'd be good, you know what I'm saying? So, what's up, Adam Squatch? Oh, Adam Squatch made me so proud here today, everybody. He was drinking on his live stream, and it made me proud. It made me so proud. Living in the ways of Uncle Potsquatch, I love it. To be fair, Adam doesn't really drink, so I was kind of shocked when he said that. But hey, I respect it. Just remember, moderation and responsibility there, Adam Squatch. Not that I'm personally perfect at that all the time, but oh, no worries, Eyes on. Happy to help my friend. So it's like I keep wanting to look here because I'm so used to like when we're doing the fucking shows through the phone, I just hold them like that. I could read and then be filmed at the same time, but to read, then I'm like. Oh. But that's not fun. You got to keep it aesthetically and visually. So maybe I can do this thing where I like to be like this and I'll keep going like that. Maybe. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. So how's everyone's week been? I know I haven't been doing tons of shows recently. Well, I was still doing a couple things a week, but there was a time where that was even rare. But we are doing 3 shows all weekend this weekend, everybody. We're doing a Friday show, we're doing a Saturday show, and a Sunday show. So this is the first of the trilogy from the weekend, or of the weekend of Friday the 13th, baby. That's right. Friday the 13th, let's get weird, baby. A good time. Oh, no, I feel you, Derek Richards. I appreciate that. Where's the jar? She had stage fright today. She'll maybe come out in a few. The hats decided that they'd show themselves, even though I'm not even shooting. I try to make this like nice little display. I'm not even shooting it. Here, let me try to show you the little display I tried to make, everybody. See if that works. Or did I cut my head off again? I think I've cut my head off again. Yep. God damn. I tried, everybody. I tried to make it pretty. Yes, Heckler 420. We've had Jake's on our website for almost 2 months now. And we've got some very exciting news in terms of our company's relationship with the Jake's All-in-One family. Big things are coming, but I can't announce that yet. Well, I guess I could in theory. It's not like I can't. But I want to wait till all agreements are signed and things are figured out, and I will let you all know what's coming. Oop, 1 second. Oh, I wasn't cutting my head off. I was just scrolled down, maybe. Fuck. There you go. What are you going to do? What's up, Ozzy Big Buds, baby? Welcome to the show. Oh, right. So, yeah, we do have Jake's All-in-One on our website, everybody. So, for those of you with your Jake's needs. Also, too, if any of you... fuck it. I'm just going to talk about it. Simply put, my friends, if any of you and your friends down in the United States of the US of A have a gardening store, a grow store, a store that carries garden supply products, well, Potsquatch Growers now will be the sole distributor of Jake's All-in-One to the continental US of A. We will be, simply put, carrying the product, filling the orders, the ones to, when you, let's say you have a store down in the States there and you want to get some Jake's for your store, you're calling me. That's right, baby. So anyway, my friends, going forward, Jake's All-in-One and all future products will be coming to the continental US of A from Potsquatch Potsquatch Growers. That's right. So we got your back on that one. And, at the end of the day, Jake and I have been talking about this for a while, and the team, and you know what? We decided, let's figure it out. So, we're still hammering out all the exact details before we launch into full flight with this one. But Uncle Potsquatch is going to be the one bringing down Jake's down to US of A for all of you, my friends and family. I'm second here. Trying to get this all working where... Puppies. Shush. 1 second, everybody. I'm trying to, readjust the screen so it works a little bit better. I don't think it's going to work. But if I do that, that works good enough. Yeah, no, it's a good time, my friend. So, like I said, if any of you, your friends own stores, garden supply stores, we're going to be doing, beginning in the new year, doing all that reach out and getting those orders out to different retailers there. Because at the end of the day, it's very important to, in my opinion, that all of our American cousins down there, get a chance to have Jakes available, because it's a tool that everybody really should have in their fucking, toolbox for growing. So, and I'm just the asshole to fucking bring it down there for you. So, rock and roll, my friends. We're going to keep it sexy, keep it real. All natural plant tonic. Does a lot of shit. Does a lot of cool shit. So, good times. That's right. Well, when I do smoke, this is a cigar I've been popping on at the beginning. I probably should roll a joint. I'm going to smoke some bi-liter kush here. Some of the bi-liter kush from the last run that we did. Get it funky, get it sexy. Also, too, everybody, I wanted to, we are in the Christmas season now, okay? Both, regular consumers of cannabis, we can definitely smoke some weed and drive. It's not a big deal. Scientific tests have proven it. But at the same time, if you're new to cannabis, please be safe. Do not smoke and drive. And do not drink and drive. Well, to be fair, you can drink a little bit if you are a full licensed driver. Just don't go over the legal limit. And if you're really drunk, be responsible. For example, if you live down in Saskatoon, you can call fucking Mike the Safe Ride Squad Shop. He runs a wonderful little company there. It's called Safe Ride. And basically, how does it work? Well, for example, Potsquatch go to the bar and get drunk. Now Potsquatch at a bar and a little drunk. And he's like, damn, I got my Cadillac here. I don't want to leave my Cadillac in this part of town. It's my baby. It's my pimp wagon. I'm going to call Safe Ride. Because Safe Ride there, they're going to show up. 2 drivers, 1 car. Their driver gets in my car so I can drive in my own car home, but I don't have to drive it. I can just be drunk and be like, listen to my own music, my own playlist. Be like, yeah, I'm going to wake up in my bed if I get there because I'm a little wasted. But at least I'll be out my property. And my car will be in the fucking driveway in the morning. So be responsible, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Don't break my heart. Live through the holidays. Make love. Not death. Be smart. And don't be a dumb fucking asshole. All right? All right. Or else I'll come put my riding boot up your ass. Be smart, because I love all of you. Oh, what's up, Pilgrim? What's cracking, baby? How you doing? I believe I got a text just now or something, notification of some sort, vibrating on my phone. I bet all of you heard that too. This time of the year, don't fuck it up. Exactly. Because you know what? If you get your ass dead, Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating right now in your respective religion or culture, at this time of the holidays, it's open for all of us. In special times, it doesn't matter fucking what superstition you like to pray to or lack thereof. Don't be dumb. Arrive alive in your own whip. I like that. I didn't pay money, and I don't put money into a Cadillac not to show up and place in my own whip. But at the same time, I don't really need to lose my license or be drunk and drive in a bunch of places and be stupid. So what's the answer to that? Call a good, people like, Safe Ride. I think there's a company like that all over Canada for sure. Some, I'm sure, down in the States, maybe even abroad. Who knows? Hey, thank you, PG. Have you rocked your shirt out ever anywhere in Texas yet, buddy? What's up, Chico Roderick? How you doing, my friend? I missed you as well. How you doing? It's good to see you. What's up, Chris Matos? You ever try to grow some Manago from Soma seeds? No, I have not. I've never even tried anything from Soma seeds, to be completely honest there, Chris, my friend. But maybe someone else here watching has tried Soma seeds. It's quite possible. I'll grow an autoflower or two for you peeps. It's like I don't really have an excuse not to. I mean, I don't really have. I mean, I could do it on the sides in the room there, but I do have a lot of other lights that I could technically set up. Well, here, because in the new year, I know we're getting. I'm gonna get one of the little squatches. Not that I have a huge use for little squatch, me personally, in my world, shall we say, but. I am going to be getting a little squatch out here because it's the only thing we really don't have. As you know, given that we had double squatches, you know, those are two big squatches. Sorry, there's just weird shit on this floor underneath this table, and it's been bugging me, so I'm just buffing it with paper towel right now. But yeah, so we're gonna get a little squatch out. So maybe we'll do like an auto under a single, or the under the little squatch there. Maybe, who knows? The only auto seeds I possess. Currently, to my knowledge, are from Aussie Big Buds, yeah, so maybe we'll run some Aussie shit. See what happens. Just know I'm doing it because I love you. I don't normally grow autos. That, not a respect for Aussie Big Buds, so. Hell yeah! See, that's beautiful. Seek is thank you, Pilgrim, for help and everything's going good. That's the point of our community, my friends. That's the point of the Potsquatch Growers Army. It's about standing together and helping each other grow, and we did it. Make it sexy, make it real, make it, go, you know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah. How many days does the average autoflower take? No such thing as an average window. The species of Ruderalis in terms of its autoflowering genetic, and then when you calculate all the intermixing into traditional photo families that has been done to create these new age autos, very, very different. I wouldn't say, I don't think there was ever really sort of an average window per se, but certainly not now with it intermixing and playing around with genetic intersplicing, shall we say. Oh, shit. That Potsquatch Growers was one of my first YouTubers when I started. How many subscribers did I have when you showed up? How long have you been around? It seems like 5 years, but I've only been on YouTube for a little over 2. So. Any tips on drawing very hard buds? One, hard isn't bad. A slow dry is good. Maintain a relative humidity of about 50 for me. I like a 50, 50-ish. I don't like going below 50, but like if it's at a 52, I'm not going to freak out. But really, there's a 2% relative thing there where I have a buffer zone. So like a 50-52 for me. I like to grow. I like to dry in a room that is quite cool, and I keep the room fairly cool. And that's the way to do it. When you moved your arms in the air, it looked like them big blow up crazy wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man. Yeah, no, for sure. It definitely was some inspiration there. Family Guy. Hashtag boom. Eugene Dolan's cat. This is Uncle Potsquatch. Hello. Auto stop growing after transplant. Will it be worth waiting for it to come back? Well, it's not going to really do a lot. It's going to do what it is. I personally never start in a starter pot for an auto. You got to remember how autos work in their basic nature is they're sending out that main taproot. Then they're starting to map available general space in the pot. And that's kind of what's building up to where it triggers itself into then going into flower. So again, when doing autos, start your finishing pots. That's my personal 2 cents on that one. Not a big fan of autos, not really my jam, but that's how, if I were to do them, how I would approach them, and I would think it's very advisable. One second here. I think I've missed a few of these messages. Okay, wait here. One second, everybody. Dude. I'm catching up, everybody. Bear with Uncle Potsquatch here. The piece of shit Mars crap. Okay. So yeah, you've been here now then. How long ago was that? I don't know. 3/4 of a year to a year, maybe? Oh, less than that. Possibly. Maybe 5-6 months. I don't fucking know. What's up, Theek? Hey, cheers, Uncle Potsquatch. A bit of Nurse the Thick Baby's back kept me from giving up all mine. Dude, that's the thing, right? I mean, I could have done a few more things in that video. A couple people would flack me on that. They're like, oh, man, I thought you knew your shit. You're not doing this. I'm like, yeah, dude, there's more drastic measures that can be taken, but I'm not going to do them on these ones because it's not required and it's causing me more additional stress. And they're already not that happy, but I'm not worried about them. Simply put, root locking happens, lockout, unhealthy roots. We didn't have full straight root rot, but definitely deoxygenized roots. Found a few little things from the fly larva in the bottom of the root. Sprayed it down with a mild Jace. Said fuck it, transplanted it. They're slowly but surely coming back. It's been like 2 or 3 days now. But like again, just be patient, give them love. Don't overwater them. Don't freak them out. Don't hit them with a bunch of food either. I gave them just a smidge, and now I'm just going to give them water. They've got new soil. Part of why I did that is because at the top, they've got that depleted soil that's super root locked from that previous pot. So I'm going to introduce a bit of quick feed, a little bit of that Pro-Cal, a little bit of that Mini One, just drips like we did in the video, into bringing initial nutrients in. And that's helping the plant also to identify which plant segments it's going to keep and which ones it's going to kill, because they're quite smart. It's making decisions on what it wants to do, right? So trust your wheat tea plant. Oh, no worries, that's a big buzz. I feel you, especially at this time of the year, people get desperate. I'm just rolling up a joint of some of the Violator Kush we just recently brought down. That's right, baby. Sorry, everybody. I'm just rolling this joint quickly. Well, you know, there's always hope, Zeke. I mean, there's been times where I've had plants die on my ass, and we're talking like they balled up, brown, gold, twisted, of death. And I've done times where I was like, you know what? I'm just curious. I'm just going to keep giving it a little bit of water and see what happens. And some, you know, I've done it a few times. First time was almost a month. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, out of this death bramble that looked like a tumbleweed for like almost a month, little green shoots started shooting up the top, and she turned into one of the sexiest mother plants ever. She was a plant I called Lazarina. So at the end of the day, always be hopeful, especially too, for example, sometimes you'll have a seed or a genetic that will start out kind of floopy and funky. It's slow, it's stunted, it's weird. A lot of people will call that shit and just assume it'll suck. The blueberry we did on Runs Gone By was actually a dwarf pheno that never really got this chance in the sun. It was slower than the sisters. They grew over it. I forgot about it and found it when we were harvesting way back when, still in Vancouver. That's what also brought on the long war with the super bad fungus gnats before we had developed even better, quicker ways of attacking them, aka Jake's all-in-one. Thank you very much. But that plant came back and turned into a mother plant that produced all of those giant blueberry clones. So again, don't give up on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Zeke, that's a question for Pilgoy. Damn, that sounds sexy, Pilgor. Fucking Adam's growing some of that right now. Dinkhead. Grrr. I'm just joking, Adam. No, I'm growing some. I think I'm growing Pilgor's Baba Kush right now. Okay, so DJ Drew 24V to rehydrate in jars. What we used to do a lot back in the day, you could use a slice of bread. I prefer using kind of more of a pita bread, so there's no yeast or anything in it. It's a flat bread, but it's still got moisture in it. You can throw that in there. I typically tend to like to go that route rather than using. A lot of people also used to use like a slice of apple or other fruit pairs, but that's going to fuck with your weed in terms of its flavor naturally. And where, yes, it may not taste bad, it might be nice, you might be enjoying it, and that can be okay for you. But for me, simply put, uh, sorry, space there. What was I talking about? Yes. So yeah, go the flatbread route would be my recommended thing. I mean, you can go Gavita too as well if you want. They do make your weed taste weird. Less weird if you're rehydrating than if you're just attempting to use it in a cure. That's why I never use those in a cure, nor do I advise it. But at the same time, go with some flatbread. Go get yourself some fucking, uh, you know, uh, um, some flatbread. Bovita work too, but in my opinion, I don't cure with it. I don't use them. I don't use them to rehydrate either because they make my weed taste weird. Um, but that's just me. Ah, nice. Very tasty. Yeah, exactly, Zeke Roderick. So using like a tortilla or a pita bread. I prefer to use pita bread because there's a little bit more substance to it, but it's still a flat bread. There's no yeast in it or anything like that, and that's going to be able to have a little bit more inherent moisture to help give it up. Especially if it's like a super giant kind of a jar. That's how I will go about that, my friend. Again, obviously keep checking on that because you don't want to like fuck shit up, but check it regularly. But yeah. I feel stupid letting it get too dry, just busy in life. Bro, between life, it's all good, and learning too. Like, dude, don't feel bad. Never feel bad about that. A trick I like to do, because I also am quite busy, and it seems every harvest I do, we've got more shit going on, from developing TV shows to more product lines to talking deals and co-branding with other companies now. And life gets in the way. I totally feel that. So what I like to do is I kind of like, my room in there, I'll take it down in sort of 3 different days. So on day one, I'll take some down. Day two, I'll take some other ones down. Day three, I'll take some other ones down. And I kind of stagger it that way so that I'm going to actually have things finishing on a slightly staggered schedule. So then I can kind of plan my life around that to make sure I hit those money points to get them in the jars. And then you can work your way through and do your final trim after the fact. Iceberg has no taste. Many strains have next to no taste. G13 also has next to no flavor. Many strains are like that. It's weird, I know. They're not my cup of tea. I don't care how strong they are. I will stick with something that smells and tastes good. Yes. I've got this little sweetheart that looks like it's got some kind of feta. It's cocked to one side as a seedling. It took forever to grow him, but taking the girl away. No, do it, Chem D. Keep the faith. You never know. I've been surprised by genetics quite a few times, oddly. Yeah, I do have the Barry White. That is true, my friend Pilgor, and I'm very excited to play with that one. I've met the strain once or twice, but it was done poorly by a shitty dispensary here in Vancouver and BC. So it'd be nice to get to know the genetics doing it myself, where it's not going to get all fucked up and a little weird and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag boom. Sorry, there's just more weird fucking crap. Something stole on the floor underneath the table. It's probably dry dog piss, to be fair. I've actually been learning a little bit about doing tissue cultures in terms of asexual propagation. And that's quite an interesting premise because, sometimes if you can keep a mother alive for decades, but she might lose some vigor. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're having genetic degradation or anything like that. Often it can be a viral buildup in the plant tissues, and I've been learning about a bunch of that shit. So instead, what you do is you take some healthy cells, to put it simply, you put it into a solution, trigger generalized undifferentiated cell growth, and then you use other chemical cofactors to trigger them to grow into roots and then become something else. And it's a way that you can then bring back the exact genetic from a sick virus-infused sample, but have it be virus-free and ready to rock and roll and keep it sexy. So I'm doing a lot of reading on that. It's been pretty cool. Oh, I feel you, Bill Gore. I love fucking around with breeding too. This, sadly, our pollen didn't work out, but that's okay. I mean, I've got 10 beans that are big and hard. They're not very dark, though, from that violated death kush. But hey, worst case scenario, at least I can get a stable mother, and well, I'll feminize it at worst case scenario, so we got something, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no worries, DJ Drew. And I mean, I'll always do my best no matter what we get going here at Potsquatch Growers, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Fade Main? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Just doing a Friday night show, talking about wheat titties, talking about cloning, talking about seeds, talking about things, you know what I'm saying? And also just having some shits and giggles as we go. You can also send me emails to DJ Drew, my friend. What's up, Christine Cavanaugh? How you doing? Does the water need to be a certain pH for microzide to take in nutrients, or is that different? Well, I mean, excuse me, microzide requires certain pHs to be able to live, but it's fairly symbiotic in terms of a happy pH for your pot plants. So as long as your water is not too crazy off either way on the end there, you should be okay, my friend. No worries, girl. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Christine Cavanaugh. How you doing? How you been doing? Good to see you. Ugh. I definitely would, but I think it gets to that point. I think I should pay for it. Nah, DJ Drew. Part of one, our PayPal's gone, so you can't make donations anymore. So, sorry, they don't like the Potsquatches. They got mad. So even though we're not doing anything, stupid PayPal, conservative assholes. But what are you going to do? But don't worry about it, my friend. I mean, part of why we launched the swag stuff initially was it felt better than just people giving donations or blind stuff. We are toying around with, I'm trying to get it going as soon as I can at the beginning of the new year. We're going to do a subscription-based, formalized class. Because some people are, want like not just me drunk and high talking about stuff. So we'll do like a more, I won't drink in it. Like, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to smoke. I'm just going to talk and still be entertaining and still be me, just completely sober and reining it in a little bit. But it's going to be a subscription-based service and kind of doing a weekly class in that regard as well. So when we do get that going, that'll be an option that you can tune in there if you'd like to do that. But I'm still developing the syllabus and all the curriculums and the plans and the lessons. And so it'll take me a little bit to get ready, but once ready, we do that. One second, everyone. I'm trying to, I don't think I was falling behind, actually. What's up, Hard Goals 420? How you doing, mate? Oh, Ken Justin, totally misinterpreted your thing. I thought you were talking about a strain called Iceberg earlier. That makes sense, too. I still prefer the flatbread method because there's a lot more inherent moisture to a lettuce there, right? So it's you got to kind of more tension there. because it can spike your RH way too high, way too quickly, which can, lead to negative things propagating within your curing jars. That's why going the flatbread has moisture in it, but it's not going to release too quickly, and it'll be just a little bit easier to use in terms of implementation. But not a bad thing to use the iceberg lettuce. Just got to be aware of how to use it, being different than that. Big Mac creates I pay for it by buying beer. But for a second there, I thought you said for buying beer, and I'm like, oh man, maybe I should take beer donations. Like, what do you want for Christmas? I like beer. DJ Drew 24V. I'm not always gonna see every email. I do get a lot of them, but I do my best to try to help everyone as much as I can. Never feel bad about emailing me or sending me a few emails. Little Adam Squatch, fuck man, getting my attention there. Fuck. How long, Adam? You there, Adam? He's probably drunk, really drunk by now. If he's still drinking his 2-4. Adam, how many times you emailed me before I really actually we started talking? I think it was like a lot. I think it was like 6 or 7 or 8. And so I was answering. I think it started with a few questions. I kind of answered them, not like super long, in-depth answers. I was really busy at the time, but all of a sudden this kid kept texting or messaging. I was like, well, where the fuck do you live? And he's like, oh, I'm in Saskatchewan. So I was like, fuck, give me your phone number. I'll call you. And it was funny. And that's how I started Adam Squatch and I became friends. So don't feel bad ever about emailing my ass or something. I always do my best to, try to do. So. Zeke Roderick. The funny part is my wife has given me permission to piss in the kitchen sink during live stream shows to keep that part of the show alive. I know it's weird, but I've only done it once because it felt a little strange, to be honest with you. But it was an interesting night. So, I mean, we can still do that, you know what I'm saying? If we really want. If it's really that important to the show. What's up, Christopher Bailey? What's cracking? Zeke Roderick. Oh, what's up, Kaz? 781 Kaz Vizak 187. I'm doing well, my friend. How you doing? Good to see you. Can't tell you. Any thoughts on medical mass CBD for pain and depression? Very, very many. Simply put, CBD in terms of being elevating emotional treatment for depression, for example, or anxiety, without being psychoactive and getting that traditional, I think has a huge amount of implementation. It's also shown a lot of signs in some of the studies done in Israel and a couple of other places where they have actual homes of people with dementia where they're using cannabis and other CBD products and stuff to work with and begin working with fighting dementia, for example, with that one. So I think CBD very much has a place. And in terms of replacing a lot of major pharmaceuticals, 100%. I think that some people definitely need a biochemical adjusting medication, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think we vastly overprescribe in general pharmaceuticals, and it's kind of become a lazy way out. But not in a lazy way, and that's blaming the person. It's society that's created this weird stigma about mental health. But then we just medicate it and do this. We don't really do anything to really kind of address stuff and to help people. Because, like, for example, I was misdiagnosed when I was younger and in high school. Started then, and then for about 4 or 5 years as bipolar. Turns out I wasn't bipolar. Very high functioning, very oddly wired, definitely a bit odd, high emotional intelligence profile, passionate man. Yeah, occasionally I get a little upset, but I don't need meds. I've been med free now well over a decade, and they nearly killed me. They put me on a medication that took me from 175, 185 pounds at the time when I started taking it, and I went up at times to 340 pounds, and I didn't even need it in the first place, which was the crazy thing. So I definitely think that cannabis and CBD has its place, and I also have a personal kind of experience with certain stuff over the years, so I definitely think that it is there. There's a second part to your question. What was it? Let's see here. CBD for pain as well. Personally, I love CBD for my pain. That's why I developed my strain Sasquatch. 22% CBD, 16 to 18% THC on average, typically, is how she responds from the garden. And I've also seen CBD do wonders for some of my older friends, younger friends, in different types of pain. It is a huge pain management thing, and I think that given the non-psychoactive nature, don't just go start taking a billion milligrams right away. Build up to it like with anything, even though it is a natural thing from a plant, but can be taken in very large doses without risk, and can be very effective in terms of pain management. I myself am a pain patient. That and keeping cancer away is why I hold my medical licenses for personal production in Canada. So yeah, that's a long fucking winded answer, I think. But yes, I have a opinion or two, and I hope that helped answer your question a little bit. Yo, what's up, buddy? Where the fuck you been, man? Mark, where you been? I thought you were dead. I knew you weren't. Where you been? Good to see you, man. I do not use Jakes on my beard, everyone. I use, to be honest, beard, pussy juice mostly. But I mean, that's just me. Mark, are you still there, Mark? Oh. Mark? Oh, good. Okay, good. You're not dead. For a second there, I thought you came in and it was gonna be like one of those something from a horror movie. And Mark Lavender's like, Josh! And then he just never said anything again and disappeared from the universe. It's been a long time. I actually used Tina's doll at the beginning of the fucking episode. Did you see that? It's right there. Swatch just on top of the record player right now. You can probably see him right in the top corner there of the screen. Right up there. Well, Gabriel Bittencourt, the first thing I've got to say is, I'm happy to share that. Just be careful because right now YouTube is getting very critical on our types of channels and our types of communities. So for all future things, just be careful on our wordings and things. We can't, no sales or anything like that. I know that's not what you were doing at all, Gabriel Bittencourt. I just saw the wording. I was like, let's just, reiterate that again. Because YouTube is tightening down. We have had a warning for literally no reason. We have tried to appeal it. We're still waiting to hear. We've heard nothing. But at the end of the day, let's just all be careful and be safe on this channel so we can try to stay around here as long as we can. We are beginning to back up our stuff, and we're going to start building up our weed tube, at least for now, unless a better platform is decided upon. But I mean, WeedTube needs to fix a few things for it to work. I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to see if they are open to having a conversation about kind of, implementations for their platforms. But no, it's okay, Gabriel Bittencourt. And I know it's hard to find. All I can say to you is keep the faith and know that one day you will come across something of that nature, I am sure. I like the simplicity of your marketing there, Mike, the Safer Ride Squatch. Oh, well, thank you, Gabriel. You rock too, my friend. And thank you for being so respectful to my kind of point on that one. Sometimes people get all pithy when I try to say it. I'm just trying to be gentle. We gotta be smart, everybody. We gotta be careful, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. Because really, at the end of the day, if YouTube decides to fuck us, look what happened with PayPal. We did nothing. And yet, they can just fuck us if they decide to. So basically, let's be careful. Let's be careful, my friends. Let's be careful. Oh, you're in a mission in the game. How's the gaming going, Mark? It's going well? fitted. I don't know about fitted. No, it's just a standard trucker cap. It's got plastic tab on the back. You click it together to the size of your noggin. And then you put it on, and then, you're wearing a Potsquatch Growers a trucker cap there, eh? From Canada, and you can go drive around your truck, and you wear a hat, and a trucker hat. So it goes really well with driving truck, wearing it in the truck while you're driving the truck, and going down to the store to get beer, in your truck, wearing your trucker hat, and Canada, and and yeah, and there's a snap back on it, so you pick the one that makes it fit your head, and then you're good to go. Sorry, but I was just having fun there. Oh, we could totally do that, Ken. I gotta take a piss here and maybe have another beer, but we could totally do an interview with Squatchy. I'm totally down. I am not a ventriloquist, so my lips will move. It's your job to edit that out in your minds. Lifters, have you ever grown the Yum Bolt? No. Name does sound familiar, but I don't personally know the strain myself. Yeah. There's actually more dolls in the house that Mark's wife has made. I just brought Squatchy out for this one because, it's me as a doll, so it makes sense for the show. We have a Beetlejuice and we have an Edward Scissorhands as well. Tina even did the scissors. Like that, it's crazy. What this woman can do with a crocheting, man, it's crazy. Freaks me out, to be honest with you. But she's just a computer. She's able to take and extrapolate anything into something. And when she sent me the doll, it freaked me out because, okay, it's totally me as a doll. And at the time, this was before I went and grabbed myself a new pair of glasses. So I had the broken glasses. So even the glasses are crooked like they should be. They're broken. But it's right here. I mean, my head's not shaved really right now. So normally it's shaved. So this would make it better. But so, Squatchy, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. But see, my joint is a crochet fucking joint. Your joint is a real joint.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Anyway. Yo, what's up, Family Outcast? How you doing, my friend? Also, too, remember, all moderators, if you haven't sent your email in to potsquatch420@gmail.com, please do. We will be assembling a list and attempting in the new year to have a formalized moderation structure. We'll have meetings, or at least group emails, and we'll go from there, my friends. So please send in your email to potsquatch420@gmail.com. Please put in the subject line, joining the moderation group mailing list, something, or something. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. What's up, man, Will? I'm just hanging out with my doll, Squatchy. How you doing, Squatchy?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Glenn? How you doing, Glenn?
This is the doll that our friend Mark, his wife Tina, she made out of the Potsquatch because on St. Patrick's Day I dressed up like giant leprechaun. And well, she then made this because of that show. If you want to see the episode where the idea that created Squatchy came from, go back to the most recent St. Patrick's Day episode. Do you ever feel the lives getting too big and it not being so personable anymore? No. Because it will be personable. It will be harder to cater to everything, and that is true. But I've gone up to 160 people in the live before, and we kept it pretty good. So I'm not worried about that, no. We are developing the TV show that'll be, sort of a stylized thing of exploring the pot community with the Potsquatch, and it's called Strange Pots Unknown with the Potsquatch. So that's in the works. I mean, it may take a year or two before we get it off the ground, but we're working on that one, putting that one together as well. and getting that shot out there and coming to a network or a streaming service near you. What's up, crying out, baby? How you doing? Thank you very much, Gabriel Bittencourt. I do what I can, my friend. I do what I can. What's up, Calgary? I'm in the Fraser Valley area of British Columbia. So about like an hour and 5 minutes from Vancouver, if that makes sense. Gabriel Bittencourt, you go to potsquatchgrowers.com and you can order your very own hat. We have grinders, we have papers, we have t-shirts. They say Potsquatch Growers Army on the front, and they've got a bunch of fun things on the back. Let's see if I can turn around and everyone can read them. Hashtag, I don't remember which one came first, but there's a hashtag Weed Titties, there's a hashtag Potsquatch Growers Army, and hashtag Boom. Oh shit, I totally got it right. I know you would not be the first person from Brazil watching. We also have a lot of friends here who are from Brazil and Canada. So wonderful to have another new friend down in Brazil, my friend Gabriel Bittencourt. And welcome to the show. What's the temperature in Brazil like right now? Well, I could even probably translate that a bit into British. Sterling. Well, let's do that later. We don't have to do that show, Mark. We could do that later. Send me a fucking message. Command verb. Michigan allows 12 personal plants. Hell, it's a hell of a lot better than 4. That's what Canadians get. And then basically they passed a bunch of laws so Canadians can't even really grow their plants unless they own their house. And well, guess what? We're a rental economy for most people. So let's give them rights, but then basically make secondary laws so they can't ever enact their rights. That's a good idea, and then rake in the money. But at least they're, shitting the bed and losing money. $980 million in sales in the first year of legalized cannabis in Canada. Globally, or nationally, at least a $6 to $9, $10 billion industry a year. Okay, so let's say, they barely got 10% of it. And they still lost money, though. They sold $980 million worth of pot and still operated at a loss nationally combined between provinces of $167 million, roughly. Hell, at least the government's keeping it consistent. They keep fucking sucking. So, what are you going to do? But hey, that's just the way it is. Jam, 18 Celsius. Okay, so Gabriel Bittencourt. Here in BC right now, outside, it's probably maybe like 6 or 7 Celsius. Hey, Mike, or Adam, how about we tell our new friend Gabriel from Brazil how cold in Saskatchewan, Canada right now is. So Mike lives in Saskatoon in Saskatchewan, and Adam Squatch is in Melville. Where's Melville? But fuck nowhere, and then you'll find it. But there is a truck dealership there. You can get a truck. Keeping it Canadian. What's up, Detroit? I have a bunch of friends down in Detroit, my friend. Minus 24 Celsius now. Minus 24 Celsius, everybody, in Saskatoon. They are 2 hours ahead of us. It's 5:58 p.m. here now, so that would make it 7:58 p.m. at night in Saskatoon, Canada. And it's minus 24. Let's just it's safe to say that nobody's got a lot of outdoor plants going along right now in Saskatoon. Or anywhere in Saskatchewan or other surrounding provinces for that fucking matter. Where in the UK are you at, Leo Wilkinson? Minus 20 Fahrenheit here 2 days ago. Can someone convert minus 20 Fahrenheit into Celsius for me? Oh, I feel you, Big Mac creates, but remember, we're being good boys, girls, season days, good Potsquatches now. Be careful. We're trying to be careful now. Or minus 11 Celsius, Mike? Thank you. I actually haven't checked the actual temperature. I was guessing it feeling like a 4 to a 6 or 7 outside when I was out there earlier. Here. I'm Googling the temperature. Boom! 6 degrees. Not bad. It's exactly 6 degrees Celsius outside. I'm actually kind of proud of that. Nice one. Oh, dude. Wait, what? Hey, what's up, Stone Steady? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you as well. Hell yeah, Kush Tougher Budley. Actually, I need to know your actual. Well, to be fair though, okay, if you're all right, I could probably. Nope, can't use that phone. But I can pull up the store on this computer though. If you'd like me to sign the box or sign the grinder, I could do that if you'd like. I know people seem to enjoy that sometimes. So if you'd like that, we could do that, my friend. Happy Dude Grows minus 16 in Saskatchewan, or where you're at. Now, do you mean Saskatchewan or Saskatoon? I guess that'd be Saskatchewan. Happy Dude Grows. Simply put, it doesn't matter where you are in Saskatchewan. It seems to be a double negative digit everywhere. It's getting fucking cold. I thought so with you from BC. It's 6 degrees here, and I can go outside in shorts and a t-shirt. And I apologize. I'm not trying to rub it in, just saying. You've got shit to shovel. I'm glad I have a dryer. Wait, is Pilgor piecing? Oh, just saying hi. I thought you were piecing out there, my friend. Nice one. Open tent. What do you mean an open tent? Like you've got a scrim, but it's not a tent? Like, are we talking indoor, outdoor? I'm confused now, Gabriel. I will reply to you. Give me some more information, good sir. Hi, man. Have you heard of the Herbs Now herb dryer? Chris Matos. I've seen many different inventions that do the same thing, and I would never use one. A herb dryer and anything that is going to attempt to speed that up, and to me personally, is a sacrilegious device. I would burn them all to the ground. A herb dryer shouldn't exist. A slow, controlled, fucking cool, dry, naturally is what preserves terpenes and cannabinoids. By rushing shit, you're just fucking everything up. By using a dryer at the end of your cannabis, what you're doing is you're basically taking all of that hard work, that love, and that tedious fucking shit, taking care of your plants, and you're throwing it right out the fucking window. And that's just, you know what, I'm sorry, that's not even just my 2 cents, that's just the truth. You want to make the best cannabis, you got to do it in a craft artisanship style. You do not use herb dryers. You do not use machine trimmers. You hand trim. That is where the best cannabis in the world comes from. Hands down, that's just how it works. So shit like that pisses me off. No offense. I'm not mad at you. I'm just like, oh, the sacrilege and the thought of such a device. You know what I'm saying? Catch my drift, you feel me? Oh, I feel you, Gabriel Bittencourt. I understand. Oh, hell yeah, Pilgrim. Me too, my friend. I just was all like, oh, shit, I want to think about it, man. You know what I'm saying? One second, everybody. I need a beer. Dun, dun, dun. He's drinking a beer. Oh my God! It's a sacrilegious statement. What are we witnessing? Oh, what a world! Ah! Sorry, everybody. Jokes like that are personally funny to me right now. How, with the fact that we are dealing with basically a lot of very conservative entities and banks, and everyone's freaking out and won't give us accounts and this and that, 'cause they say we're one thing, but we're really not, and it's just fucked up. Yeah, 61% is very high, bro. 52, again, magic number. So I would decap and let them sit overnight with the caps off. No joke. Holy shit. That's very high, buddy. That's danger zone, beginning of danger zone for curing, in my humble 2 cents in style. So be very careful. I'd even go through now if you've hit that and take a close look just to make sure you don't have any little gross. Pull them all out of your jars, air them out, move them about. Just give them a quick inspect, make sure nothing weird is growing on those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But well, that's the thing, though. You know, the patience is the virtue on this one. It truly is with cannabis. Good things come to those who wait. Craft cannabis, growing the best cannabis, growing high level, quad level cannabis, growing the BC bud, BC weed titty. That BC weed for the decade that gone by, and everyone in the world like, ooh, BC weed, BC bud, right? Why the fuck was it so good? Well, a number of reasons, but a big part of it has been the attention to detail and a patience to it, right? I think a lot of that has been lost in some growers in BC now. Just because the growers from BC these days doesn't mean shit. There used to be a day where almost every grower in BC was, at least to some point, really just this artisan with what they were working with. It's not the market anymore. But I mean, you know, when you got fucking like just down the road, we've got a giant super farm, government super farm down the road. There's a couple more down the other way. Like I go for a drive for an hour through Abbotsford, through all these local little cities around here. Fucking big LPs, small, medium LPs everywhere. Government dope farms. Lighten up the sky with their traditional high-intensity lighting systems that are filled with toxic crap and sucking far too much power. And yet, they spend all this money, and they have all this amazing technology, and their fucking weed blows! Funny. Are we talking about the magic number? Magic number is 50, 52. You dry, and this is personally my style, but if you do what I do, it won't fuck up. And this is like everyone who's ever tried or seen my cannabis has loved my cure always, loved my terpene profiles. And it's funny because I don't do all these fancy tricks. I've got a very simple way to approach it, but it works. And that's just how I do it. But so like when I was talking to Caden Crooks at District Records, and he was just like, man, like, how do you do this? Like, how do you get it in this way? Like, you know, like I see everybody else I know who grows, and I see this shit, but then every time, no matter what, like there's just this difference and sexiness to the way your stuff is. And it's not rocket science. It's not like I'm a witch. It's not like I'm doing anything overly fancy. I've just got a very set regimen of an approach, and I play with it a bit, but you know, it's just where you get her done, and that's how I kind of go about it. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure what the next crop's going to look like, crying owl, in terms of the plants themselves. Genetically, we will see what females turn out. I mean, it may end up being less plants than usual, at which point, well, I might actually just go to a friend's house and take some clones too. But we'll see. sadly all of the King's seeds or whatever the heck the ones the cannabis culture seeds sadly never had a good experience with those King. What do they call it again? Fuck. Can someone please remind me the name of them? My grower friend had like 30 different of their strains at his house today. I can't even remember. King seeds? No. Somebody help my brain. I can't remember. Thank you, Bert McBurney. I do it every time. I never remember. Crop King. Thank you. Went and bought a pack of 5 Crop King Purple Kush ones. I actually went and bought them at the marijuana headquarters in Vancouver there. But yeah, like basically only one came to a point where it broke through and it's super floopy and weird. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm putting a lot of faith into it because she's weird. And as we talked about earlier, she might just turn out to be a super mother, the likes of which I've never seen. And maybe she was sickly in the earlier years, but when she went into her womanhood, she became the Amazonian wonder. Yes, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. On top of that one, other than Purple Kush, we got the Bubba Kush from Pilgor going on, and they're doing really well. I think we've had 3 successfuls from the 5 that we went with the Pilgor Bubba Kush there. 4 germs, 1 non-germ on the Bubba Kush, but that 4th one was a little wonky, and it seemed to struggle a little bit. And it's probably not going to happen. But we've got 3 solid-looking Bubbas going right now from Pilgor. Are those are non-feminized seed, or are those a feminized feed there, Pilgor? Bert McBurney, don't beat yourself up. It's part of learning. It's all right. Right now, I've just got them in a basic little fucking veg tent. One of the old 2x4s. I've just got a blurple thing on them because the squatches are really powerful. And I'm going to do some work in the room before I transfer in. So I've just got the young little babies under blurple right now. We are going to have in the new year a little squatch, and I'm going to get rid of that blurple in there and put the little squatch up. But it's just what I have on hand right now. So we actually had 100% success rate with only one of the beans of the 4 strains that we're trying to play with from seed this run. So the Gorilla Blue from my friend Stina down in the States, her invention of the Gorilla Blue is the only one that's made 5 successful, beautiful plants. And they're all looking really good. I'm really impressed, Christina. It's a good job. And the next runner-up would be 4 plants of, I believe it's 4 plants, of Nancy Budwell's Firefly, or Bubba Cherry crossed with Firefly. The Firefly being from Jinx Proof Genetics. She's friends with the guy from Jinx Proof. So, yeah. Hashtag boom. Hell yeah, Lobster Boy. Congratulations. I actually found out, too, some good news, too. I thought my wife had to work one more day after today to wrap the television show she's working on right now. But she doesn't have to go in tomorrow, and I think that means she's done for the Christmas holidays. So I don't, boom, I actually get to see my wife. Miss Potsquatch's going to return. Maybe if she's nice, she'll come and do some music again for us on the show, or like come say hi to everyone for a bit. Gabriel Bittencourt. It was Glueberry, which is Gorilla Glue number 4 crossed with DJ Short's Blueberry Indica, if I'm remembering that one correctly. And then I believe she crossed that back with the Blueberry Sativa, actually. So it's a very interesting thing. So far, the ratios on the beans have been a 50-50 in terms of gender throw. So it's got a really even, balanced gender throw on all of the beans that have been popped from it. All really healthy. And the males that do come out, like there's some really nice fucking bucks coming out. Some nice balls, some good pollen, really strong, nice genetic, balanced, and stable males. I'm just trying them for the first time myself. But she has done a bunch of runs with it, and she said in terms of the female phenos, there are subtle variations, but it's a very, very consistent so far sort of set of beans. So I'm excited to see what we are able to pull. I hope we get at least a couple of good females out of it, at least 2. And if we only end up having a few plants, either we'll try to bring some clones in to do as well, or we might go super giant pots and super grow them and make them huge and make some weird crazy jungle plants or something. This is a new TV show that's in the season 1 development. This one's just a kids show. I can't talk about the name of it. I can say that it's being made by the people who did High School Musical, I think. I could say that. I don't think I could say much more than that. But yeah. Hashtag boom. Yes, I'm a 50-52 guy. Anything higher than 52 is a danger zone in my humble 2 cents. Richard S., tell us a joke. My God, my life. You know, I don't know. I don't really tell specific jokes. I am a professional stand-up comedian, but I mean, I just kind of riff things. And I just talk. And like, yeah, I guess I'll tell jokes, but they kind of come out on their own. I don't have pre-programmed ones. I don't write bits. It just happens. All of this is ad-libbed and freestyle, my friend. One second here, everybody. I'm just playing catch up to make sure I'm paying attention properly. Dun 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 dun. There we go. I'm caught up. I think Dot should be incorporated in the live stream. She's fun too. Oh fuck yeah! I mean, I almost I'd love to give her also because I'd like to treat the channel where we really step up the types of things. So it's not just live streams or update videos. We go full forward with the cooking show in the new year. I'd love it if she could find the time to have a Dottie Davis section of the show. It still obviously would be, weed and maybe a few other things mixed in there, but I'd love to have her on the channel as well and do that. She's open to the idea. I think part of the hard thing is depending on the show she's working on, finding the time where she can easily do that. At the same time, she wants to keep releasing stuff. Like she's been releasing, I don't know if any of you have seen any of the, videos. I think the most recent one, I don't know if she's released it yet. I'm hoping she has. I haven't checked. Of her fixing the Cadillac. So she's been fixing our Cadillac. She replaced the alternator and the battery, and she redid the drive belt, timing belt, and all the bearings in those systems herself, and just did it all herself. I was super impressed. Badass bitch. Bean Boy. I mean, okay, so for example, there's technically a 45-minute pilot that has a rough cut right now. Rough final cut. We need to tweak a few things, tighten up a few things in terms of that. Then we do the color grading, and then we go and we do the sound. So simply put, in that regard, it's getting close, but it's not publicly released. So there's not really a way for me to release the show, but I might be able to release snips and clippets of scenes maybe. But I will again have to get the missus to do that. It's not quite finished. Some of you who are watching have seen it. Adam Squatch has seen it. A few of people who are close to me have seen it, so not publicly released, but it's called Roomies for Life. Actually, there's some shit I could probably share now, though you could watch. This is, okay, so who here remembers Uncle Michael? Do we remember Uncle Michael? This little short film was his first little project he wrote and tried to produce and make himself. I starred in the short film, and simply put, this is how I met Uncle Michael and we became friends. Okay, 1 second here. Boom, found the plays. Okay, so I've got at least one thing from many moons ago here. Let me see if I could share it. Bear with me here, everybody. I'm trying to get the link to share with all of you. Copy link, right? Possibly. All right. Well, I normally go quite fast, Richard S. To be honest with you, I'm kind of a bit of a speed demon in Cadillacs because you know a true performance vehicle is a Cadillac. I mean, going slow is fun too, but only when you're being a dickhead. Like, I mean, I like to whip around. I normally put it in park when I'm chilling. Yeah, so the Cadillac that we drive now is a 2007 CTS Custom, and she's doing vastly better right now than she used to be. You out, Zeke Robert? Good to see you, my friend. Much love. See you later. Here, I'll share another little link for fun of me just fucking around, playing with the Heath Ledger monologue. Some people watch, they go, it's totally Heath Ledger. No, watch Heath Ledger and watch what I'm doing. Completely different. There's a lot of Heath Ledger in what I'm doing. I loved what he did. But it's not just that. It always frustrates me every time everybody says that. But I think there's some other cool stuff in there that's not that. You know? I think that. I really do. There's another link there for everybody to have fun with. I mean, I personally haven't run into that Bean Boy, my friend. But you never know. What Cadillacs have you owned? What years? My first project car is a 1952 Cadillac 4-door. I'm gonna name it Death Betty, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. 14 to 1500 horsepower in that one when we get it all built. Quick question, Uncle. When do you introduce molasses? Thanks, bro. Molasses, given the nature that it's not like a primary and it's a good secondary, you can even start introducing molasses in mid-veg. I mean, there's no issues with that. I mean, don't go too heavy at first. Go mild on the sort of the veg side, but and then start to really work it in when you go into flower. But yeah, no, that's at least in my humble 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so yeah, mine's a 2007 CTS, but then the first one is a 1952 4-door, and then I've got a 63 Fleetwood too. It doesn't have an engine in it, but maybe I'll take the engine out of the 52 and put it in the Fleetwood. I'm sorry, everybody. I really got to piss. And I really don't actually want to piss in the kitchen sink, to be honest with you. So I will be back. We will test to see how loud his voice can get. I don't know, but we'll find out. So everybody, I'm peeing. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm peeing. I'm streaming during a live stream, and you may or may not be hearing this. You're at least hearing my voice, I'm hoping. The stream during the live stream, you will have to take my word on. But trust me, it's a good one. Thank the bloody goats. Woo! All right. I've also realized that this seems to be slightly crooked. There we go. There we go. Probably more crooked now, to be fair, but... All right, and we're back. So, did that work? So how much could we hear? Because I was literally, like, I was on the other side of my house in the washroom. It's not a big house, to be fair, but... All right. So, 1, my prostate health seems to check out all right. And 2, between my theatrically trained voice for theater and my ability to pee pretty good, we can still share the moment. Might scare my wife if she's ever around when we do it, but that's all right. It wouldn't be the first time. That's pretty good. I was like down the fucking hallway. That's not bad. All right, all right, all right. All right, everybody, let's get this show back on track. Ah, beautiful. We've already got 4 dislikes. Good. I like it. Because the fact is, if we're not pissing someone off, well, we're not doing what we're meant to. Likes are nice and dandy, but dislikes, well, that means we piss someone off. Every time you make someone mad, you at least make them think. Good times. It's actually sausages. It's sausages, alright? Or, or late 70s or early 80s, short bed, truck car with a ton of horsepower. Well, I feel you, DJ Drew. I'm building deathbed, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of you may freak out on this one. I'm buying a Tesla truck. I can't afford it now, but when I can, I'm totally gonna buy a Tesla truck. Because one, the fully loaded Tesla truck is fucking faster than shit. And there's a lot of cool shit on it. And I grew up watching Star Trek and Star Wars. The thing looks like a fucking thing out of a fucking science fiction movie. And like I'll be one at that. And I love that. I think it's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. I know most people hate it and they think it's stupid. I think it is the beautifulest, stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I'm totally gonna get myself one. Now, the 2JZ motor was our plan of possibly doing, if we don't go the caddy route, to do for cost saving on the 52 to get it up to 1,500 horsepower. Yes, Adam, that is true. It was funny, right, Lobster Boy? Well, it was funny because I actually showed it to him before we shot that clip. I actually showed it to him, and he totally did the same thing, minus the hitting of it, though, right? And I was like, "Fuck, that'd be so funny to like actually shoot this and sort of share that to everyone about my dad." So I was like, can you do it again?" He's like, I guess." So I was like, "Okay, just give in to your hatred. Like how much you hate it, just give in to it, right?" So. And I won't lie to you, I really got that one up in his nose pretty good. And he was just, I think that's when I kind of did that shove into his nose. He's like, ah! So Alex Weber, when you're first noticing that your plant is starting to get root bound, the number one sign of true root binding action is going to be when the lower nodal levels and the underbranches of your plant start to cannibalize themselves. Sometimes lower branches will do this naturally and it doesn't necessarily imply root lock, but if you notice an actual, like it kind of will slowly go up and you can actually watch it slowly go up and it's like cannibalizing itself on the bottom to feed the top. If you're noticing that, one, lollipop the fuck out of it. You might have a transplant. If you're already in flower, I say lollipop and go for it and hope for the best. Yeah, it starts to cannibalize itself on the bottom, and it works its way up that way. Because basically, it's like, crap, I'm basically out of space. I'm going to keep trying, but all right, well, if I want to fucking get some shit to come out of the top of my head here, I'm going to fuck you guys and cut those off there, put some elastic bands on the end, and then my head can grow a little bit, and then hope that helps. Perfect. Kush Toffer, by the way, I'm just gonna pull up my store right now while we're in the live stream. I think I'm already in it actually. I just have to refresh. Click orders. All right. Nope. Oh, there's two now. Okay. So, one was at 5:12 p.m. and it was, let's see this one. One second, everyone. It is taking its sweet ass time to log in. Dun dun dun. All right. So this one's a grinder and a bunch of rolling papers. Did you order, rolling papers? Are you a Jared? Are you a Jared? Or are you, let's see here, or a Chris? Are you a Krista? Or Chris or Christopher? Is that a you? First name should be safe, right? No worries there. Which one are you? Oh, wrong click. There we go. All right. Christopher, are you Christopher? I did, Kennedy. Fuck yeah. Oh, 1 second, grab beer. I've been doing a bunch of shit recently, and I apologize, everyone, if I'm not always as, present right away on the community, page. But that's why we're a community of all of us. We are the many, not the one. And but I'll always do my best to be there. But all of you are doing such beautiful work. Like, I mean, I just sit here sometimes, and I'll have a beer, just me, smoking. Then I'm looking at all this beautiful, amazing shit in this beautiful community, people talking to each other, helping each other, and learning with each other, not being fucking dickheads, cunts. Just being together, and it just makes me so proud of all you, and I love all you so much, and you're just fucking amazing. Hashtag boom. Do it. Just remember, Cam D, when you're re-vegging, patience is a virtue. Oh, hell yeah, Bean Boy. I mean, and to be fair, like, if the Tesla truck comes out and doesn't look like it currently looks like, I'm going to call him and say, I don't want that. I want the old look. I want the fucking box, angular, triangle thing, prism on wheels. Please, and thank you. I hope to God they don't change that, because that's, like, part of why I'm buying it. I liked it. Everyone hated it. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. And also, too, I live in a farming community with, like, a lot of, like, farmers who drive trucks in Canada. I cannot fucking wait to start whipping around this fucking thing. Because I'm the asshole who drives a Cadillac, right? So it's like, it's just an extension of that, but a representation of my nerdom. And I'm hoping to put a Tesla roof on the house next summer. So that's one thing we'll be, as long as YouTube hasn't killed us. And wherever we end up, well, that's what we'll be. But we're going to be putting hopefully a Tesla roof in the house next year and switching everything to off-grid power. So if I can save my pennies and get that together. But it's not overly expensive. Plus, I need to redo my roof next summer anyway. So I got to find the money regardless. To be fair, Bean Boy, I'd probably work on it myself. I mean, there's a lot of Tesla workshops, though, in Vancouver and around here where I live. So, I mean, during the warranty period, I guess, maybe I'd take it in because it's covered. But I prefer working on shit myself. And to be fair, my wife is blowing me away at how quickly she's learning shit. She's quickly becoming vastly better and smarter with fixing cars than I am. I think she already is, to be honest. I think she always was, to be honest. And, yeah, like... I just kind of like, you know what? My wife's my mechanic now. You're a genius, my love, and just go fix it. And she loves doing it. She gets it. She's a tiny woman, not very big, right? So the other day she's working on the belts and stuff and doing the bearings, hanging out in front of the Cadillac, and I'm just laughing, looking out the window, like, oh my God, I love you. I would like. If I were to buy a car, like a European car. You know what? I lived in Germany for a long time, so I'd love to maybe like an Audi A10, not a new super fancy stupid one, but like one of the older ones, so it's not too expensive, but like fully loaded, just super tweaked engine on that asshole. That'd be a fun car to have, maybe in terms of a newer European vehicle. Older European vehicles, oh fuck, where do I begin? There's so many nifty, weird things that have come out of Europe, and some of the different parts of the states too, and other parts of the world. Like I mean, I love old cars. Old cars are my real passion, especially the weird, obscure shit. Sounds good, Adam Squatch. Oh, Adam, remember, you gotta say I'm sponsoring your fucking giveaway, because I'm doing that. I don't want to sound arrogant, but that's what everyone else does, so haha, yes. Adam Squatch, we're at least sponsoring part of it anyway. We're going to throw in a liter bottle of Jake Solomon one for Adam Squatch's giveaway that he's doing on his channel there. That's cool, Bean Boy. I should check it out because I mean I love watching people and how they approach things and work on things. So that's pretty nice. Okay, very nice, DJ Drew 24 V's. I like. See, I think if Tesla watched my YouTube, he'd be like, Potsquatch can have a Tesla truck. I'm gonna pay for it, by the way, Mr. Musk. But well, when I can afford it. But like, dude, I want to buy it because it reminds me of my childhood. It reminds me of imagination. It reminds me of being a kid. Like I remember being a young kid and watching kind of like things about electric vehicles and how they were killed in the 70s. And I was like, I was a very kind of there kid. I mean, very early on. It took me a long time. Like all of a sudden, I couldn't read for a long time. They started thinking I was a little daft, but all of a sudden it clicked one day, and I had a third-year university reading level, like kind of overnight. So I started reading a lot as a kid. And I remember reading these texts about electric vehicles and the death of the electric vehicle, and I was looking at sort of the current world and thinking about it. I'm like, well, that seems pretty dumb. Like, we only got so much oil and petrol, blah, 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 and we kind of need it for other technologies, not running vehicles and machines, so maybe we should have invested in that. Seems like a smarter way to go. And now there's just this interesting, fun thing. I mean, it's probably full of bugs right now. It probably will be for the first couple of years. Look at the mishap that happened with the unbreakable glass when they revealed it, but that's okay. I'm not scared of that. I like that. If anything, makes me feel more alive. But you know, it makes me have imagination, and that's why I want to buy one. If I can ever afford it, because it's cool. Oh, dude, and DJ Drew 24V. That's why I love my 2007 CTS. It's the last year where they had sharp, angular but curved lines to it. She's big, she's huge, she's chunky, and then they just changed things after 2007. And I don't like the new ones. They're too small. They're too curved and spicy. I bought a Cadillac to have tits and ass. Like I don't want, like I want it to be a chunky monkey vehicle. I don't need a sports wagon. If I need a sports wagon that's shaped like a sports wagon, I'll go buy one. I'll take the one that's shaped like a big chunky sexy fit, lady, and I'll like that Cadillac, like fuck. So, but we're a wee channel talking about cars. My goodness, there you go. But yeah, I liked it. I think it's cool. I think it's nifty. I think it's weird. It's different. I like odd things and different things. I applaud that. And I'm not going to lie to you. I cannot wait to drive that fucker around where I live and see the reaction. Because everyone knows who I am. And it's just the more one last gaudy thing to like add like, oh my god, it's Potsquatch. Okay, yeah. No, he bought a Tesla truck. Yeah. We thought we would see one out here for 10 years, and nope, it's here now. It's and it's him. And he's painted it flat black, and he made it look like the Batmobile. And he's oh boy. That, like, I'm sorry. These are the things that dreams are made of. Oh yeah, the CTS-V wagon is pretty nifty. Like it's basically a CTS with like a hatchback, basically almost. Like no, they're cool. Like for a family built, well, it's a pimp wagon, right? Like I mean, it's pimp, but like yeah, that's called keeping your family pimp. I like it. Oh, dude, yeah, DJ Drew, Cadillacs beat anything. If you properly set up a Cadillac, it's the fastest car in the world. I can't wait to build our 1952 into the death machine that she will be. 1400 to 1500 horsepower, probably at the end of the initial build on that engine. It's going to be good. All right, so fuck it. This is a weird channel. Well, it's a human community, so we can talk about anything. But at the same time, let's shift gears back to related things to our community of I guess. But if not, I mean, we can talk about anything. To be fair, it's hanging out. I don't give a shit. Like whatever make everybody happy. If everybody else happy, I'm happy. Like I don't care. We can talk about anything. Does anyone have anything? It doesn't have to be cannabis related that you want to talk about. We can talk about anything. No, it's okay, man. That's cool. I had fun with it. I'm not upset about it. Don't worry, DJ Drew. You're cool. Last car thing, Cadillac Superfly. Have you seen any of the Superfly Cadillac custom builds? There's not many of them that still exist. I've never even seen a real one. None of my friends, even who are old dudes who teach me about them, have ever seen a real one. But look up Superfly 1970s Cadillac Customs. Wow. DJ Drew, the best way to clean your tent after a grow is basically, I like to personally get in there. First, I am going to go through and I'm just going to scrub it down with a general just soap. I'm just going to use basic soap at first. My Dawn soap is fine. And then I'm going to go in and then I'm going to spray it down with alcohol, rub it down with that. And then I'm going to rub it down with hydrogen peroxide using a tech grade hydrogen peroxide as a finisher. And then let her air out. Good to go. So yeah, that's kind of my regime there. It is a 3-layered scrubbing with 3-layered thing, but just take pride in your work. I mean, and you do certain things, then you don't have issues. I mean, it's kind of preventative application of stylisure, shall we say. Oh, I remember the Dodge Neons, man. I remember the Dodge Neons well, Aussie Big Buds. Squidward tentaculus. If you can hang the full plant, always hang the full plant. It's going to increase the rate of slow drying and doing that, etc. So always hang the full plant if you can. Sometimes you're going to have to break it down. Like on the last run, our plants were so huge, I had to break it down. There was no way in order to make harvest feasible for me. So I tried to segment them as big as I could at points and then just went for the best. But part of why you take the whole plant down is there are actually a lot of cannabinoids within the systems of the plant still and in that stock. So when you hang that full plant, that's all going to eventually work its way down through the drying process into your weed titties. So that's a way to maximize sort of that final punch in terms of cannabinoid collection in your weed titty. You know what I'm saying? So, get in there and make a test, Okay, so one, DJ Drew, this is where I'm going to have to take that question in 2 different ways. Is it easier to just buy new ducking? Yes. But one thing, especially as I age and I read and I see more and more about how much we waste in this world, and go walk through junkyard and see how much parts you can build into shit and make feasible shit and stop wasting shit. So it's a toss up between that. If you could find a place where you can have that properly recycled and you're not sending that to a landfill, then I say just replace it. But if you're going to be just taking your dunking every couple of runs, just throwing it out, and that's what it's doing, please don't. you know, I think it's important for we as growers as well to also help fight the stink. But look, like we just had our PayPal accounts fucking seized for no reason. YouTube's attacking us, attacking other channels. Major banks and credit unions will not give us a business account, even though we are a legal non-cannabis corporation in Canada. They still tell us to fuck off because of the name and because of the branding. So I think doing things like this by being more eco-friendly in terms of how we learn to operate our grows, maintain our grows, upgrade our grows, change our grows, fix our grows, etc., and being a little bit more self-sufficient and non-wasteful, I think is really important. Because if we can start building that into part of how we do things, then we got another fucking card that we can tell all those motherfuckers to shut the fuck up with. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. No, DJ Drew 24V, what are you sorry about, yo? That was a great question. That was one that stimulated my brain that I had to think about things. That was an amazing question, man. Don't ever fucking apologize about making me think. I liked that. Mr. Potsquatch, when I transplant from a 3-gallon to a 5 or 7-gallon in the second week of flower, okay. To get rid of my root band, can I still use the super soil in it or burn a plant? Well, I mean, you've already got the super soil. I'm assuming you fucking planted it in the super soil, so you're gonna keep that one in and of itself. And to be fair, it's not that you are nutrient deficient if you made a proper super soil in terms of your 3 gallons. Maybe take your super soil mix and kind of cut it down, reduce it a little bit, mix it around a little bit. 'Cause you're already at 2 weeks. You don't want to go too crazy now and over kill things that might make your finish a little weird. So I would say, if anything, take your generalized super soil that you planted the initial plant in that is now root bound, take that and mix it with your base again. So go to 50-50 on that one. And then I plant into that, and you should be okay. Will be my best guess. In my humble 2 cents of opinion, if that makes sense. I hope that helps, my friend Alex Weber. Well, man, without actually seeing physical pictures, Well, man, without actually seeing physical pictures, it's hard to say. It could be certain nutrient deficiencies. Hell, like even like certain zinc deficiencies sometimes come out where you just got like this death and desiccation where they kind of stay green though and crispy. Adam was kind of fighting a bit of that on some of his fan leaves. Sometimes though, that isn't necessarily an inherent deficiency. You got to remember, like you got to identify on what leaves and what parts is it happening, because often the plant isn't necessarily experiencing deficiency, it's just using something it already has. And a lot of those fan leaves where, especially early on, they're meant as these solar panels, but they're also nutrient stores. They're like the fat fields, you know what I'm saying? So you're zapping out things, so you got to be selective about seeing where it's things. But you are saying it is on the tops. So are you not seeing it on the bottom? Are you not seeing it on the tops? Are you seeing it on the actual new growth sites of the new young fan leaves? Are we talking like the top node or two of your bigger fan leaves? That could still be a localized draw feed, and that could just be how your plant's addressing that one. What up, brother? How's the scotch tonight? I'm doing well, riding the beam. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, baby. 71 Kaz V Zach 187. Happy to know someone who could use it. Pay for it if it works. Hell yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing. If we all help each other and we stand together in this community, doesn't matter where we're from, doesn't matter, because the fact is the world in and of itself is very much in a legal development right now. We're all in places that are trying to develop these new laws, and no one's quite getting anything right. Some of us are getting certain things right, some of us getting other things right, you know what I mean? But if we stay unified, the people, because guess what? Corporation, big governments, they're going to try to fuck us, all of us, and get us out of this and fuck us out of our own industry. But if we stay unified and we share information and work together and, make a fucking collective, human fucking beings, collective, fucking pot squatches working together as a team, We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. And I truly believe that. Okay, so ocean forest never worked with it. If I had to, so someone could maybe speak to ocean forest. These days, if I'm using a pre-baked, let's try that again. A pre-mix cube base. Almost every grower out in BC, good standard to go with. Pro Mix, HP Micro Zyme, baby. We all hit that shit. Like it's one of the most common thing you're gonna see in a BC growers grow. Is Pro Mix products, especially the Pro Mix HP Micro Zyme, like 10 to 20% cocoa cut in too. That's typically the bales we've been grabbing the last couple of months as well. Um, so that's kind of my preferred go-to. It's expensive. It works well. Again, there is a little bit of cocoa in it, so you got to be aware of the potential of thripes. But again, we're just a Jason household in our terms of our growing style, so we don't have to worry about that anymore when using it as a preventative. And I'm a Green Planet asshole in terms of my nutrients. If you don't have Green Planet nutrients available to you, another really good comparable system, it would be Advanced Nutrients. Advanced is actually the bigger, more fancy nutrient system in that it's a bigger name and bigger branding to it. I actually think Green Planet's products are better. I think they work better for the plant. I find them more easily flushed out. They have a better product line for my personal needs, and the way they approach building of products is better. They're also local. They're made here. I mean, Advanced might be too. I don't even know where they're made, but so I'm a Green Planet guy. Not endorsed by them, not sponsored by them. Just fucking really like their products. But at the same time, if Green Planet didn't exist, I'd use Advanced Nutrients. I guess if that answers it for you. So that's another good option to have, especially if you can't find yourself. That's the Green Planet shit. Squidward tentacles. When you're drawing on a big segment of a branch or an entire plant, you're gonna test it at all parts. So it might feel finished on the tops, but if you go up and those smalls are still wet, do not touch shit. The whole thing needs to pass test. What is basic test? Touch test is part of it. The biggest part is testing all the different branches and segments, both big and small, on your plant. You want to get it to a point where it's starting to crack, or just starting to get that crackly bit to it. Depending on your environment, depending on where you are in general relative humidity of the air, and just like your environment, because that actually plays a big part into it. So for example, in a drier environment, I'm going to take it down maybe a little bit less crack. But in a super hydrated environment like the Fraser Valley in BC here with a lot of water coming down, there's just a generalized relative humidity, even on top of all my systems that I'm running, I don't give a shit. It's there. It changes things. Even if you're maintaining that general relative humidity, you got a fucking shitload of rain pissing outside your fucking place, and unless you're hermetically sealed, there's going to be effect there. So, yeah. I'm almost blanking and forgetting the damn question. Oh, yeah. So, again, generalized cracking kind of play. So I kind of go to a more cracky motif on my shit here because I am in BC. I am in the Fraser Valley. Lots of relative humidity exterior to where I'm doing my things. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hope that makes sense. Much love. One, I've never done a generalized top dressing per se. I have played around with a lot of my own super soil recipes based predominantly off of sort of Joe Cool's original super soil. Top dressing I've never personally fucked around with, but in terms of talking about a generalized breakdown of the azomite, neem seed meal, crab meal, and kelp meal sounds nice. I mean, I'd probably add a little bone and blood meal in there for my taste, and definitely incorporate some bat guanos. But that's me. And again, I'm not talking what you're talking about. I'm more going back to when I decided to play with super soils and play around with that. And these are kind of like sort of recipe variables and things I like to play with. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, Kim D. If I wasn't at the show, I'd be able to watch Adam's giveaway video. God damn it, I can't. Oh, that's just sound equipment and guitar amps and shit, my friends. That's sound science, if anything. What's up, Tex Pete? How you doing, buddy? Kim D, bro. Oh wait, no. Kim D is the name. Bro is part of the talking. Bro, I'm a brand new follower. Ain't gonna lie. That's all right. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Uh, Looking forward to the content following this live. Well, hey, thank you very much. I mean, it's always going to be eccentric. It's always going to be interesting. Sometimes it gets a little weird. We kind of wing a lot of stuff going to the new year. We are hoping to kind of get a little bit more formalized crap going on. And also part of why we're trying to make attempts in terms of format changes a little bit and trying to add a little bit more of a solidified regularity to certain things. This is playing and exploring different things that we can do that can also be incorporated into the TV show that we're trying to create. So, you know, hashtag boom, right? But thank you very much. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Excuse me. Phil Chision. Hey, Big Splash Brother. Here in Brampton, Canada, and do my first outdoor grow this year, and only did 2 plants and got a pound and a half of Purple Kush and AK-47. What seeds would you recommend? Well, actually, funnily enough, Brampton is roughly an area I know in that I grew up myself in Ontario. I'm always a big indica guy, so I'm always going to go that way, especially, you know, in the right area with enough sun. And indicas can be quite tough, resilient things. You know, yeah, keep playing with those indica things. So Purple Kush, decent thing to play around with. Something that was a really big favorite out here in BC. Quite mold resistant, actually, in and of itself. Old school BC, you know, thing back in the day, going with some Northern Lights indica. Good times to be had there. I like playing around with some old Burmese Kushes. A lot of the Burmese Kushes are different sort of variations, what went into the workings that made the master cushion of itself. So when you play with the Burmese, you're playing with the history of what went into the master Kush, right? What else is fun? There's so many fun things, but anything indica-ish or Kush-ish makes me really happy. So, like, you know, I hope that helps. Alex Weber, Remo newts are extremely hot. I've never personally worked them, so it's from what I've witnessed. Well, I've worked with them and helped people in their grows with them. I've never personally used them in my grows. I have a huge amount of respect for the Remo. Fuck yeah, hats off to the motherfucker, right? But the number one thing I hear from a lot of people, super, super hot nutrients, and not really nudes seeming to be conducive to the ease of use. I mean, it just seems to be like how HPS is cramming light into the plant, where LED gives it what it needs. That's how it seems to feel sometimes when working with them. But we'll leave it at that. But that's my 2 cents. Well, Phil, I mean, Brampton, Ontario, going with some indica is always going to be a good return. Maybe going something with a little bit higher productive. You know, maybe if you get your hands on some Northern Lights, man, play some Northern Light genetics there. Always a good time. Or Burmeses are a bit small and kind of better for indoor and when playing with making them really nice. So go with like a Northern Lights, but even going with a Master Kush can go outdoors since it's a lot less humid there in terms of how it works here. Like it's a different type of humidity that you get. That would work well. But the Northern Lights are going to would be something I'd say is a great beginner strain, but a classic superpower strain of huge historical significance for Canadians and Canadian growers. So yeah, that'd be probably something. If you can get your hand on Northern Lights, Fuck around with that. Okay, so Big Mac creates. Don't feel stupid. It's okay. And some people will say, "Oh my God, you don't know what NPK is?" Okay, dude. Anyone who tells you that is an arrogant little bitch and a dick. It is very prevalent in our community, and someone like yourself will ask that. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you anything. You don't know. No one's told you. So the fact that people on YouTube or in the growers community are going to shit on you about that, don't feel bad. NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And NPK is generalized reference to the three major components of nutrients going into your plant for the primary build on what it eats, right? A lot of other secondary things that make true amazing feed, right? But the generalized basic part of the NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, right? So that's making a reference to its basic base premise, if that makes sense to you. Oh, Texas Pete, PayPal has seized our accounts and our funds and fucked us and told us to fuck off. Wrongfully so, but it's our branding. In Canada, we have not been able to get a formalized business account, even though we are a legal corporation, incorporated entity in Canada now. And the fact of the matter is it's fucked. We're being persecuted wrongfully. I've been talking to some of my both like business friends and also legal lawyer people. We are being wrongfully persecuted. But yeah, for no reason, PayPal seized our accounts. Where they just basically told us to fuck off, and maybe in 6 months, I guess we'll get the money back from it. But yeah, so that's what recently happened. So the persecution's on. So everyone, please always be respectful during the live streams. You got to be careful. They're like, it's a witch hunt coming after all of us everywhere. So right now, in terms of the website, you can still purchase via credit cards. I'm working on figuring out some other stuff, but for now, that still's up. And in terms of donations, I don't know how to do that anymore, because the one thing I kind of got how to do was PayPal for the donations to the channel, and we got fucked. So I don't know, not sure, but that's just the truth of the story. But thank you for caring. What do you think about using Epsom salts when watering in soil? It's amazing. It should be used. I mean, obviously, I don't use Epsom salt if I'm using like a ProCal product from Green Planet. But Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate. It's a great source of your sulfur requirements. A great secondary mineral, as well as your required magnesium. So at the end of the day, fuck yeah. That's the mag from CalMag, baby. Just make sure you dissolve it well, and give it a real good stir. Get it in there, so you're not having uneven distribution, because it is a little tricky to get it to finally dissolve. So just beat the bitch around real good. Big Mac creates. I'm just starting to read into sort of all the different options out there for different payment platforms. But what is coming out is that a lot of payment platforms and third-party providers for payment processing, even though, for example, like Canada, CBD is totally legal now and all of these things, they will not do it. We don't do anything Canada. We don't even sell CBD currently. We will eventually. We're working on developing a line and at least launching that in the US. But I know it's fucked. We just keep getting shut down and fucked with. The people we've been talking to, we do supposedly have grounds for suit, and it's kind of coming into wrongful prosecution by the institutionalized banks of Canada, breaching then said constitution of country and provincial laws as well, in terms of the growth of a business and a new business, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of things we can attack with in terms from a legal standpoint. That it's starting to come out with, but it really sucks. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to sue anyone, even if we did get millions of dollars. I just wanted to work hard and do our thing, and we just keep getting pwned and fucked with by people. But you know what? That's again, we're not going to give up. We are the Potsquatch Growers Army. We are the rebellion. So you know what? Bring it on, motherfuckers. Think you make me quit? I come 2 times harder than 3 times and then 5 times. Oh yeah. Hashtag boom. Hashtag boom. Rock and roll, baby. Serious question. Why not grow organically? This plant has been thriving on its own outside with no human involvement for millennia. All organic grows I've seen have been amazing and smooth as smoke. Organic growing to do it in such a, okay, to be fair, like if I'm going organic and going with my organic super soils, it's extremely expensive. I'm an anal retentive asshole. I want certain things to do it. And if I'm going to do it, that's how I'm going to do it. I could go composting, but composting brings in a lot of stuff. So as an indoor grower, the safer, more controlled environment thing is to not go organic unless you can do it from safe sources to do your mix on stuff because you're bringing exterior contaminants in. And also, too, I'm sorry, organic weed is amazing, but properly grown marijuana using stuff like we do here. Now we do some organic stuff intermixed that would be considered an organic feed or this or that, and some stuff wouldn't be, but it's just as good, just as smooth, and we'll go toe to toe with it any day. I do prefer to go organic, but just the way I like to do it in terms of my stylized kind of style and how I just how I have fun doing it. If I'm going to go organic, in order to beat a very solid line of pre-made newts, it's expensive. And to do it the way I want to do it, it's expensive, and I can't afford that right now. I do hope that in coming stuff, or at least with the TV show, because one of the things that I do want to incorporate growing into the show if we can as well, it's going to be like a weird show where we're going around the world and around Canada, around America, around the rest of the world doing stuff for pot, but at the same time growing pot and like kind of flipping it forth and intercutting it in the show as part of kind of what we're playing with in terms of making the show. But yeah, if that makes sense. Phil, I've never heard of golden ticket seeds, but maybe someone else in the community who's on right now, or maybe we'll post in a comment on the video later, can, if they have any experience with that seed company, can, let you know what they think. So, how's everybody else doing? I'm doing well. I do apologize for the PayPal thing. I know it makes it harder for everyone to, and I know we've got the Christmas sale and holiday sale going on in the store. And it makes it harder now to purchase because basically all we can really take is credit card right now. But it was out of my power. Basically, the whole company just like I tried to call them. And the second I plugged in my information, they're like, we are no longer able to offer you services due to risks that we have deemed that your company poses to PayPal. We do wish you the best. We will be holding your money for 180 days. And after said time, more than likely, we will let you know how you can withdraw your funds. Have a nice day. I could have tried to get a person on the phone and fight it. But like the second my information came on, it overstepped the log on to PayPal and just this blank message, and it was almost like I couldn't really do anything. So I do technically have a new business account that we could use for it, but I'm not going to risk it. I believe we're being targeted because of the fact of, the name of the company's Potsquatch Growers Enterprises Inc. Yes, the logo, the brand, they see the YouTube, they see our logo that has pot leaves on it. Oh, cannabis, oh, bad, oh, this. And so we are being persecuted in that regard, my friends. But I am not going to put PayPal back on our store because I can't afford to, one, have them seize any more of our funds because we are a small startup. And yeah, so fuck it. I hope that makes sense. DJ Drew 24V, there would be no way to do a write-up of a formalized feeding schedule because I don't have one. I wing it every time and I do what I feel is right in the moment. I could, for example, for an entire grow, write down exactly everything I've done. So I could make notes on that and release those. There's not necessarily a rhyme or reason. I just kind of wing certain things and go with what I feel with the weed titties. But yeah, I could do that at least. I mean, because like I would never educate one to feed in just a set way. A set regime growing approach, which is very prevalent in BC actually, is not how you grow cannabis properly. My humble 2 cents, especially when you're cultivating indoors and doing like an exterior add-on feed. So it's like no, 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 no. Doesn't work like that. Just not. Every weed titty's different. That's like factory education system. All minds must fit this mold, or else fuck you. Shut up. Nah. Fuck that, man. The system, like fuck that, man. No, man. It's not how it works, man. Well, if. I mean, there's been many things over the years. In terms of personal breeding projects, the Sasquatch is the most amazing weed I've ever invented. A little finicky to grow in certain senses. Doesn't make huge buds, at least when it is being cut as a monster crop clone, in that it's from a mother plant that was the monster crop clone for the first run. But it made some of the stickiest, most amazing, dankest weed ever. Anyone who ever met it said this is the best or one of the best weeds I've ever smoked. I've never seen anything quite like it. So that one stood out more than anything. We have 9 or 10 beans left, and I'm going to try to bring it back at least in a somewhat to what we were using on the channel earlier. If we ever release seeds one day and are able to legally do so, then I'm going to try to bring that back at least in the feminized state for everybody. And yeah. I missed the Chinese Kush back in the day. There was a lot of different subtle variations of it, but it came from this group of Chinese growers that barely spoke English, and they came from Richmond in the Greater Vancouver back in the day years ago. But for solid like 4 or 5 years, we called it the Chush because we would ask them, we're like, "What is it?" They're like, "It's Kush." That's all they would ever say. So they were Chinese, so we called it the Chush, and it was just this funky, spicy, exotic, amazing, cushy thing. It was just one of the most special weeds. And even though, like, I probably met 18 or 19 different variations of it over those years, it still had the same. It was still Chush. It was Chushy. It wasn't just even Kush. It was like sort of this specified, specialized funk to this sub family within the Kush family, and it was just. And we could never find out. They never told us. They like, right? I don't even know if they knew. I mean, it was just, but it was awesome. It was just special. The Master Kush Northern Lights cross that we did, we only got that one up to an F2 or an F3. No, F2. But that F2 stabilized version, we got the Super Mother that like 5.5 weeks had like, with just like high stress training staff at the top, 17 top goals like the size of my arm. So she was pretty special. The bubblegum was really special in that she came out, that bubblegum we were rocking for a long time on the channel, she came out smelling exactly like double bubblegum. So she was special in that regard because she genuinely smelled and tasted like bubblegum. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was pretty sexy. What else? I've grown a lot of weeds, so I could just literally sit here for the rest of the night remembering different weeds I love for different reasons, to be honest. Yeah, Derek Richards. I'm pretty sure when I put it on my site, I just matched their site and what their listed prices were. If I've got it wrong, then I'll just match their website. So the 500 milliliter bottle Canadian, I believe, is like 35 or 36 or 35 something. The 1 liter bottle Canadian, I believe, is 69 bones. And there's 2 more beer bottles. We've only got the 4 liter in stock. We do not currently have the 10 liter bottle in stock. We've got the 4 liter bottle though, and that one is 200 some bucks, I think. But I could be off on that one. I'm right on the other ones, but yeah. No, Adam, she was special in one sense, but to be fair, she wasn't special in a way that she would be rememberable. She was special in a recent special, but she wasn't. So no, that King's Kush Purple Pheno was not really something. I've still got some of those King's Kush seeds, by the way. Those came from a bag seed when Mrs. Potsquatch was working at a dispensary in Vancouver before, the government, shut everything down. And these guys were shitheads, so they deserve to lose everything. Fuck, Joe Love, you're an idiot. Anyway, don't get me started on this stupid dispensary. But anyway, a lot of shit was improperly grown, but it came with seed. So those King's Kush seeds, though, that we had came from bag seed found by Mrs. Potsquatch. And Joe Lowe, the owner, would not let the staff take seeds out. So if anyone found seeds, they had to give them to Joe. Because Joe was going to take them because he was a master grower. Joe Lowe was even making a TV show for fucking Showcase. They were calling it like Bud Empire. And like I knew this guy personally in the sense that we've spoken in person and on the phone a few times. But the guy knows fuck all about growing weed. He made my wife and her coworker sick by selling powdery mildew pot and all that stuff. That discount shit was his shit. And they started making fun of my wife for wanting to wear a mask going through it because it was sick. You have spores natured crap and you're actually selling to people. So that dispensary in Vancouver definitely deserved to get shut down. But the thing that pissed me off, I think, was that I knew this guy and Showcase, who I've always had a lot of respect for in Canada, and was going to make a show about a Canadian grower and about Canadian weed. It doesn't necessarily have to be me. Even though, let's be honest, I mean, that's probably the best idea. But this guy was breaking some of the credos of being a craft grower. You make high quality, safe medicine. If something bad happens where it becomes toxic, unhealthy, you destroy it. You take the loss and you don't fucking be a little bitch and try to fucking sell that shit. Made my fucking wife sick and fucking half your staff, dude. Where's the self-respect? Where's the integrity? That's just fucking wrong. So you know what? It's sad that dispensaries died, but a lot of the dispensaries in Vancouver deserve to die. Sacrilegious, horrible misinformation and idiots running these fucking things. Oh, sorry, DJ Drew. What's your question? Giggly and Smiley typically would be colloquially considered a sativa. I don't like sativas, but so a nice hybrid could go that way. If you really want the giggle pants, make it like an old school space cake, like the old school space cake can of butter. I think we used predominantly Gorilla Glue in that and a few other things to make that can of butter. But, every time I make that style of space cake, no matter what weed I use, it comes out giggle cakes. I always call it giggle cakes. And it's like the first couple times you got hung on your kid, you're laughing your face off, and you're like, blah, woo! Seriously, giggle cakes. Check out the How to Make a Space Cake video, recently released. That's what I do. Always a giggle cake. Okay, so FFF, I currently possess Royal Gorilla from Queen Seeds in my collection. I have not grown it. Royal Gorilla is the only officially endorsed, basically a public release of that genetic, which is Gorilla Glue, from the original breeders. Everyone else who's done it and done something with it, well, they did it against consent. To my knowledge, at least at the time back in the day when this was all first happening, Queen Seeds were granted the rights and allowed to work with it from the West, And so Royal Gorilla then became kind of their reworked version. So I've never personally grown it. Right now, I possess that Royal Gorilla, and then I also possess some Gorilla Glue bag seeds. I kind of came across this pea floating around in the world, and I could acquire it for next to nothing, but it had a bunch of seeds in it, and it had this definitely the Gorilla skunky funk to it. So I was curious to just buy it on a whim to see what the beans did. I've never played with those beans; they're still sitting in stasis, but we'll see. No, it is. I gotta piss. Mike, how did you know? I've had to pee for the last 15 minutes. Hey, what's up, Mini Grow Australia? How you doing, my friend? The one thing is sometimes we will have to differentiate between mics. We have a lot of Mikes and Michaels in our community, so sometimes during the live streams it might get a little confusing. Like there's actually a lot of Mikes and Michaels. I was thinking about that the other day. There's a lot of Mikes and Michaels. It's intense. FFF, my knowledge is what it is currently. The true grower is the forever student. There's nothing special about anything I do. Um, I love weed. I love growing weed. I enjoy fucking around with things in general and learning and experimenting. Um, and, I definitely think I know a thing or two. I've definitely been around the block for the last almost 20 years as a grower. I didn't have anyone to really teach me growing up. I was the son of two priests. Had to hide it and fight for it. And the first time I got caught for pot, my parents found 7 pounds of weed underneath my blanket on my bed. I was going into a high school dance, and then my dad came, and well, he was not happy, so I didn't get to go to that dance. And that night, I was told marijuana was the devil. And then I told them to go fucking suck a dick because they're stupid and retarded beyond belief. Because the fact of the matter is, as Anglican priests, they had always taught me the devil didn't exist. Both my parents own percentages of my company now. So things have come full circle and gone around, and we fought the good fight and opened their minds. But growing up to learn to grow for me was the thing that I had to hide and basically a lot of trial and error. I fucked up a lot. Didn't have someone to just kind of tell me to do things, at least to start off with, or a good way to begin to play with things. So I spent a lot of years trying to get there. And when I started becoming proficient and being a guy that, even though I'd only been doing it for a certain amount of years, guys who've been doing it 40 years would call me in to fix shit they didn't know how to fix. And I started getting good at it. And I kind of retired from it I got married for a few years, went to Europe, nearly killed me. Wasn't the right marriage, but came back, started the YouTube, because I got mad at the internet. Just know that there's nothing special about what I do. It's just a lot of practice and time and reading and just working. And anyone can learn to grow. Anyone can learn to grow amazing pot. It doesn't matter if you are traditionally high or low on what they call the IQ scale of intelligence, which is a load of crap, by the way, everyone. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you is, how you were wired, any abilities or different abilities you have. Everyone can learn to grow their own cannabis if that's something they want to do, and they can learn to do it very well. The trick is patience, passion, love for the weed titties, and the true grower's forever student. And don't be afraid to take risks. Make educated risks, you know what I'm saying? But play around. Best discoveries came from accidents or people just playing around to see what would happen sometimes. So never be afraid of that. As long as you're educating yourself as a grower, hell yeah. Dude, Mike, it was the same thing. I'll call you Mike H for now, or Mikey H. I like that, Mikey H. I like that. So Mikey H, I'll tell you, back in high school, everybody did the last name thing, right? Fucking hated that, right? I had 2 last names. So what the fuck happens then? So some people called you Fletcher, some people called you Marsh. Fucking pissed me off, man. That's why I like just going by Potsquatch now. For years, I was Sasquatch. That was my nickname for over a decade before the Potsquatch idea was invented. I invented the Potsquatch theme and concept for the YouTube. I was sitting there drinking that night when I was starting the YouTube, and I was like, well, what the fuck am I going to call myself? Well, the Potsquatch. And that is how it was born. I could probably just light another cigar, but it's like, it's not so much that I actually really want to smoke. I've quit cigarettes for almost a month now. I'm doing the Uncle Buck. Oh, hell yeah, Michael Montgomery, right? And I mean, it was just, that's part of why I started the YouTube. I was like, well, fuck, man, like, I fucked up so much. And it's just like, if I can help someone just get to a certain point and remove a lot of that frustration, because, I mean, I'm a stubborn asshole, so I think some maybe aren't as stubborn as I am. So, like, they might get a little defeated or crestfallen when they fail. But if I can help people to get past that initial sort of gap, which was for me quite hard to get over, to get things to start working and growing properly and becoming good weed, like, fuck, like, I just want to do that. That's important to me, And then when corporate takeover started happening, well, the more people I can help to learn to grow their own weed, then like, fuck you, right? So. Beautiful. FFF. Send me some pictures. I would love to see, my friend. Very curious. Potsquatch420@gmail.com. I like getting in gaps. What? Yes, and also, Michael, I don't know if you've heard, though, that we currently and never will again offer PayPal. Long story. Maybe someone else fill them in. I'm going to go for a pee. Right back. But let's see if we can keep the live stream alive with my big voice from the washroom down the hall. All right, so we are currently walking. We are walking down the hall. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm in the washroom now. It's like you're here with me, yes. I am peeing, yes. The second live stream, during the live stream, that's right. I don't know if you can hear me, but the last time you said you could, so here we will see. Am I singing a song? Someone say he's singing a song, and then I will come back and I will know you are telling the truth. Almost done. There we go. Woo! All right. Good times. We got that piece in there. All right, and I think we're out of beer. In terms of the beer that's on the table, so we're gonna grab a beer now. And also too, where are the cigars? Ah, there's one in there. Perfect. All right. And we're back, my friends. Oh shit! How many safe rides you at, Mike? The Safe Ride Squatch, everyone. Mike's company saves drunk people from not dying. And so yeah, man. How many trips you done tonight, Mike? 36. Even if it's individuals, that's 36 potential state lives, everyone. But sometimes drunk people have friends. I don't know if you've noticed. So fuck yeah, Mike. Hell yeah, killing it at the Christmas season. I love to hear that shit. And hard rock pop, that's okay. You don't have to drink. I drink enough for both of us, my friend. Oh, our account, Michael Montgomery, our PayPal account. We'll get the money back in 6 months. And it's basically targeting because of the name of the company and stuff, and they just, think it's a cannabis company when we're not related, but we're not, and nothing we do is illegal. We're super above board. Everything's incorporated and lawyers and blah, blah, blah. But we can't get no major bank in Canada or credit union will grant us a business account the second they see the YouTube, the second they see the logos and the branding. They basically tell us to take a hike. Is that the phone we're using for the show? I am sorry about that, everyone. There we go. Because I've got it strapped into a thing, so it's not even like easy to fuck around with. Okay. Let's try this again. Jesus Christ. All right. So, what was I talking about? PayPal did that. So basically, but I'm not surprised though. With talking Shopify in terms of the CBD brand that we're definitely launching in the States and hopefully bringing into Canada to do, I've been doing a lot of talks with Shopify. So Shopify is not against, for example, the sale of CBD products in Canada through a national sort of sales point, but Shopify Payments, which is powered by the Square, will not support sales of CBD, even though it's a fully legalized thing in this country now. And all major banks and credit unions, unless you've got millions of dollars as a company, they will not give you a business account, even though you're an incorporated entity and followed everything to the law. We are being wrongfully prosecuted right now. This has been happening for a while now. And the PayPal part of it is just the most recent part of it, shall we say. But basically that's why we can no longer offer PayPal on our payment options. And currently for the moment, basically the only thing we got is credit card. I do apologize for that, but certain things there's very little Uncle Potsquatch can do about. But we are working on trying to figure out other stuff. Michael, that's funny. I love it. Because that's totally what I had just now. Oh, fuck. That was from when I was having a nap yesterday. Hey, much love to you, Mikey H. Keep it real, baby. I'll talk to you soon, Mikey H. So Hard Rock Pop, there is a number you can call PayPal. You're going to probably, my assumption would be you're going to call them, you're going to identify your account, and you're going to have to basically prove you're you. That might prove to be hard. I don't know their rules on that. They're proving to be at least sticklers and puritanistic in terms of their attack on our company. So, but that is how I would go about that, my friend, and that would be my suggestion to you. So how's everybody doing? We having a good time? We having a rock and roll time? Feel sexy? Feeling right? What's cracking like it, everybody? Michael Montgomery, sadly, in terms of how the law works, and this is basically in almost every country in the world, unless you challenge it under certain things, which we are looking into. Some of our friends who are both business people and lawyers have been suggesting we go a certain route of basically suing the pants off everybody. It's not what we wanted to do, but we are being prosecuted or wrongfully prosecuted for no reason. And it's fucked because like we're just a small little startup in this new industry and trying to stand up and do what we're doing. And government's like, yeah, totally, leave the company. I told them what we did. They're like, yeah, perfect. This sounds awesome. I said, great, thanks. Did all that, spent the money on it, and no, but like the law basically makes it such that banks can tell us to fuck off, and they can do it like a bartender can technically legally refuse service to anybody for no reason. It's their choice. Is a law technically here, and so the banks can do the same thing though, and we're being wrongfully prosecuted, so we could probably soon win, is what we're hearing from the lawyers we're talking to, but it just made it really frustrating because I don't want any of that. That's like really not my thing, and I just literally wanted to be able to eventually open up a garden supply store for everybody and keep going with stuff and become the Tesla of pot. Lights are the beginning. We'll bring you more. And that's all I've been trying to do. That's all I really want to do. And but we keep being called a cannabis company, even though we're not, though. But if we were rich, that's the funny thing. The banks would have no issue. It's just we're not. So we just get fucked around and butt fucked, basically. So. Dab away, Sir Squelch. Dab away, Sir Adam Squelch. No, Michael Montgomery is because they do not like our brand. It is simply the name of the company, the name of the brand. They saw the YouTube, a human being went and logged on. Oh my God, this guy is showing people marijuana, and they just shut us down. The second they see that, they make assumptions, and we get shut down, and that's what's happening. It's what's happened at every major bank in Canada. I've been to all of them. I personally went, drove up in the Cadillac, and got told to fuck off. At least TD Bank, the one thing I'll give TD Bank, they're the only major bank that allowed me to file an appeal with that and send it up to fucking Chainworks just to get told to fuck off another month and a half later. But at least they let me try. Yeah. But we have every legal right in Canada to be a business and do what we're doing. So that's part of where the lawsuit kind of comes in, right? So, but it's frustrating because now it's harder for people to be able to buy their stuff. PayPal represented 62% of our payment processing on our store. I'm just glad I got most of our money out a week before because we were paying off the Jake's invoices. So I just pulled a bunch of money out and didn't know this was going to happen. So that was a positive thing at least, but we are getting, persecuted and fucked. I said prosecuted earlier about it, but we're being persecuted. They're the ones who are going to be prosecuted. All right. It's possible, Hard Rock Pop, or they might just be intimidated. Fuck, he pissed from fucking 29, 30 feet away, and we could still hear his dick pissing. We don't want to fuck with that. No, Michael Montgomery, we literally are not in any way legally affiliated to Growth. The Growth, all cannabis grown here, I smoke. Hi. Or gift to medical patients, which is fully within my legal rights. But we don't do anything as a company related. The only thing technically is, yes, our agricultural lighting systems were designed for cannabis. I'll admit that. We sell Jake's All-in-One. Product was designed for cannabis. Works for all plants, works great, but that's where it came from. Our branding has weed leaves in it. Yeah, because we're a media brand. We're the media brand that teaches the people of the world to grow cannabis. It's their right to grow. But we are a personally legalized ACMPR, and the fact that I'm exercising my right to choose to share what I am doing for my medical growing is not against the law. And the fact that I incorporate that into part of our branding and our growth as an educational brand, we don't make any money off of what we do in terms of the educational side. So one cannot argue anything in any sense that we are a cannabis company. But, what am I going to do? I have no money. Like seriously, if I show up at the bank, I'm like, yeah, I got to drop a few $1 million in this account, right? I would have been out in 10 minutes. But instead, I've had a year of trying to fight to get business accounts and getting turned away wrongfully. So, what are you going to do? I guess you got to. Nah, it's cool, Michael Montgomery. I mean, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I came from a life where we fought for this shit. So the fact that I'm still fighting, it's just an homage to the fact that we're all still fighting, especially in Canada. Like, we don't have legalization. We have a Prohibition 2.0. We have a control mechanism of draconian law that's coming through to fucking annually sodomize and rob an industry from itself. So, nah, it's cool. Gives me something to stand up for, I guess. But the company does not engage in any form of sales of cannabinoids, flower product, extract products, or anything like that. Therefore, that's why this is all fucked. Just because we talk about it doesn't mean shit. Because under the Canadian law, much of what we do is actually would be considered an educational basis. And the fact that we're not making any money of that, the fact that we're doing the educational basis as part of the marketing to sell technical agricultural equipment or build a brand in the community where, you know, people want to wear shirts or hats or this. The fact that we have goals of going into garden supply and releasing our own equipment for everything that you'll need. This is the exact same equipment that would ever be utilized in any form of agricultural grow indoors. And we're developing new technology to try to help people. Shit has applications and not just cannabis. Cannabis just turns out to be an amazing thing to develop tech with. I mean, there's 1,001 ways you can argue. We don't do any direct cannabis, anything. And, you know, we talk to our lawyers and they're like, you're not doing anything legal. Like, you have every right to do this. You have every right to everything. But institutionalized banks, credit unions, the man, tell Uncle Potsquatch and our little, you know, band of quote unquote sorry misfits to go fuck ourselves and fuck off. So, you know, rock and roll. Keep on fighting, baby. Keep it sexy, right? And we'll see what happens, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag boom, Big Mac creates. But it's been a fun adventure, at least. I'll tell you that much. Hey, no worries, FFF. The fact that you've got a plant that's looking sexy on your first time, I killed my first 3 rounds. Seriously. Trust me. It's not like I just woke up one day and knew how to, you know, successfully grow a weed plant. Complete opposite. Well, that's part of what we did Hard Rock Pop too in terms of our ship. Because originally we wanted to start a legal microcraft LP in Canada. That was my goal. I left my job, found a property, started getting things going. Had a person who was going to be the investor for that, but he had some personal stuff where he couldn't do that anymore. And so everything very quickly dissipated. For the better though. Like it's what's led to everything we're doing now. This whole world, lights, the this, the that, like it was our response as a company. Holy crap, we thought we were going to be growing weed. But we got priced out and regulated out and lost our one investor, and it's going to cost us like $400,000 plus to start a small, dinky little craft farm. It's going to take me fucking 2 years to pay the bitch off. And that's cranking shit that I don't have the money to even start with, really. Like, so it was a saving grace, I think, in certain senses, because it's what's led to the lighting brand. It's what's led to everything else we're doing and working on getting going. So in that sense, I don't know if I would ever even open up a formal farm per se. where maybe I would do it like for a vacation years in the future, just to, small release if it was easy like that. But um, I would rather spend my time teaching people and helping them to learn how to grow their own cannabis. And to be fair, that's kind of where we went. It's like, well, I'll teach you for free and I'll sell you the most affordable, reliable equipment and shit on the market because I'm a grower like you and I'm not an asshole and I want to build shit you can rely on and help you. So that to me sounds like a fairly successful business model in that regard. And if there's any form of success where things are going well, like they are so far, it puts us in a better place to give back to the community and do a lot of help too once things are getting going and give jobs back to a local community and then also maybe even eventually, communities around the world, as we grow. So that also seems like a really positive thing to me. So, that's what we're working for and fighting for. Currently, right now, we can't get a business account and we've had our PayPal seized. So, but, we're legally totally fine. So lawyers are like, dude, they're just painting a road to you to fuck them. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't even want that. I just want a business account and to be fucking left alone. Like, seriously, that's all it's about. Oh, yeah, Michael, though, there's a good chance that you probably will be safe from at least some of the crap that's happening in Canada. I think anyone with half a brain in the world is watching what's happening here and can put two and two together and go, well, this is just fucked. What, the beer or the cigar, Hard Rock Bob? Hell yeah, Michael Montgomery. What are the first titties you're going to rock under that double squatch, my friend? And I saw your post too, by the way, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me, my friend. Oh, hell yeah, riding the Fiend, baby. That's right. Because we're getting fucked so hard right now. We got to unify and network and build a team. I don't mind being the asshole that has to go yell at the government on our behalf. I'll be that asshole. I don't give a shit. To be fair, I'd almost probably prefer that. It gives me something to do on Tuesday. But if we do not stand up now for our rights, this is new legislature. It's not set legislature yet. If we allow it to become a colloquial norm and become set legislature and do not fight, it's way harder to overturn that. So we got to fight now. We got to stand up and say, we're not going to take it, baby. I'm sorry. What the fuck? My friend, I mean, this is very important. I have not looked at it yet, FFF. Just been kind of reading everything here on the show. I could probably pull it up, though. What did you send it over, though, FFF? To the email? Was it to the email? Hell yeah, Rodney the Bean. All right, let me try and put up that email for you, my friend. All right, so let's go to the inbox here. Okay. Refresh. Puppies! It's okay. No one's there. Trust me, I can hear too. You're good. Silly puppies. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so hey, I will get the water spray bottle. 1 second, everybody. They'll shut up if I do that. They do not like the spray bottle. Puppies? Shush! Shush! I don't want to spray you. But you know what this means. I'm going to take this with me so you know I have it. Please be respectful right now, and we can hang out soon. Thank you for protecting the house, but there's no one there. Don't worry, everybody. It is a Febreze bottle, but I've cleaned it very thoroughly. There's water in it. Ooh. All right. FFF. To begin with, you've sent me pictures that are blurple light. Not your fault, but you cannot tell anything during a blurple picture. Oh, yes. No blurple. Good. Nope. Different person, not you. Sorry. Multiple emails. Ah, shit. Oh, but maybe 2 of 3. Okay, so this one is a blurple, but nice clarity. Okay, so again, can't tell much really with the blurple, but it looks healthy from what I can, if that makes sense. And again, this last one looks real sexy. I mean, I wish I could see it without the blurple, to be honest. Is there any way to get some pictures of the weed titty without the blurple bullshit? You know what I'm saying? It just makes it really hard for me to see the, the chlorophyll colors and the actual anything, right? Like, and color is such an important part of growing and knowing and assessing and talking about the cannabis, you know what I'm saying? So. Oh, exactly, Rock Pile Tanks. I wholeheartedly agree in many senses in the long haul, because really, and it's not going to be that long of a haul. Like, I mean, the whole industry itself existed in secrecy, fighting for its right. And yeah, like, I mean, $980 million sales on a arguably $7 to $11 billion industry nationally alone in Canada. You barely scratched the surface, and you lost $167 million. So, to be fair, I mean, right? To be fair, FFF, I would prefer you to turn that whole light off. I would like to see it in normal light. I need just like a normal, even if you had a fucking flashlight, that would be easier for me to tell you stuff. If you can hold that steady and kind of get in there, that is better than me looking through a blurple light. To be honest, it's just too hard to assess anything with that kind of photo spectrum for me and the human eyeball to see. Oh, the Canadian people of weed. I mean, as someone who's I've smoked pot for almost 20 years now. And I've been a grower for almost 20 years, and yeah, I mean, it's a big industry in Canada, and that's Canada. There's only 39 million people in Canada. It's fucking silly. Hard rock pop? No, I would never do that. Unless I was under limited space, but no, I wouldn't. I would find a way to let them both live. Because where you may get less off the one that was the scraggle seeming puss, her weed titty flower may be stronger than her sister of larger bosom. You never know. I'm a big believer in the kind of the underdog plant, if that makes sense. Well, it could be sour diesel, but actually there is a strain called diesel that was before the sour diesel. Sour diesel was an intermix. So having that fuely smell on certain cannabises, I have met naturally occurring terpene profiles in certain cannabis strains that are very much that way. So you don't have to freak out about that. That is a thing. I've seen it before, and man, in different forms, so it's all right. Oh, yellowing at week 7? Jesus Christ, that's fine. She's just telling you that she's finishing up. She's definitely going to probably be like an 8.5 to 9.5 week runner, definitely. But no, that's totally fine, FFFF. I got to say, lobster boys, hashtag boom. I feel you though. I mean, it just the world of BC now is just like there's a lot of growers here who don't know what they're doing now. So, but there's still very much the entrenched people of BC that are still here. So, what's up, Felicia? Casper, Skippy, Lippy? Welcome to the show. You still got your Potsquatch doll? I think everyone. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the video. Probably none of you were watching then. You're all new watchers. That's fine too. Welcome all of you. I love you. But the other sold Potsquatch doll, Felicia is the one who has it. Did you give it a name, Felicia? Do you have a name? Your Potsquatch little doll thing? I got my Squatchy over here. What? Seven times harder. We have our own lighting brand that is the most affordable, reliable, professional grade grow tech on the market. For a 4x4, if you want to crank that and make it super sexy and really crank that shit, put a double Squatch in there. Do a 3500 Kelvin color, you'll get the duplicity of both veg and flower and make it sexy and, hello, good times to go, So anyway, 7x harder. Mike has just shared the Soul Strip link. Soul Strip is our partner company. We are partnered together in building these lights. So go to that landing page. You'll see my ugly mug and a bunch of weed and a bunch of other shit, and boom, you're in the right place. And that's where you order your very own Squatch lighting systems. But if you want to rock a 4x4, well, a double Squatch is the way to go. Well, everybody, this is my friend Squatchy here.
Hello, everybody, Squatchy. See on the back of my fucking coat it says Potsquatch. I am a dog that has been made to be, a small Potsquatch, but I'm a fucking man. I'm the Squatchy, and the dogs seem to get very upset when I'm talking. Shush. That's right.
Okay, I'm going to put the doll away because the dogs are getting excited. Puppies, go play. I'll see you soon. Go play. I'll see you soon, my son. I love you. I'll see you soon. Yes. This is Mogwai, everyone. He's a little scared. Doesn't like getting picked up. I'll show everyone you in a minute, Billy. I will show them to you. Yes. All right. Fun. Come here. Okay, so everyone, this is Mogwai. This is Betty. These are two little Yorkie poos. Little Betty, little Mogwai. They're Yorkie poos. It's Yorkshire Terrier crossed with a toy poodle. Betty is a genetic anomaly. They're not supposed to come out looking like a poodle and being black like this, ever. It's almost impossible to find on the internet even. But that's why, originally we were getting this guy, and then nobody wanted Betty because she was different, and she's the most amazing little dog I've ever met. And my wife came home because I was going to get a Mogwai for her birthday, and I was talking to my mate, and I was like, well, fuck, man, like, what do you want for both? And she came home and was like, guess what, you're getting 2 dogs for your birthday. Little Betty, little Mogwai. Oh, honey, thank you. That's so kind. Okay, that's very nice. Okay. Love it, everybody. These are little puppies. Okay, now go play and frolic. We will hang out later. Go run and be merry. Yes? It's not working. Well, I'm going to try the ignore factor. We'll see how this goes. Would I try Green Planet's product Dense? I'm not aware of that new product. Haven't seen it. One, I'd have to read it or check it out. And I'm always open to products. I'd really have to know what went into it first. But, I again, Green Planet is a company that I very much trust and enjoy. So, yeah. Ooh. That's very concentrated. Yeah. No, yeah, it is. To be fair, Adam, especially given that it's coming from a company that I do trust in terms of how they build and make things, you know what I mean? I could see myself, I wouldn't use it too heavily, but I mean, and I'm a big, intermixer with a little bit of this, a little bit of that in terms of when I'm doing mix feeds. So I bet you I could probably find I tried at least in a run for sure. I definitely try it in a run. It's a very big NPK of potassium, so yeah, you gotta be very careful in the way you would wield it. Be like a 6,000 degrees Celsius welding torch. You gotta be careful. So, but yeah, like shit. But I'd be curious to play with it though. I would try it, I guess. It was funny. We had a company out of China that's like developing rosin presses. They've been in the heat press game, doing a bunch of different types of press for a long time. And I mean, like, I'm willing to talk. That's how Mars Hydro started. I mean, like, I'll be honest about what your stuff is, and I'll be an honest review. I'm a nice guy. So, worst case scenario, I mean, it's like I like my rosin press. I'm not looking to replace my personal rosin press. I like it. It's what I make rosin with. But I mean, I'm all right with playing around with something if they want to send it to us to fuck around with it. So I haven't emailed them back yet. They sent it a day or two ago. I'll email them back eventually. I mean, if they want me to try it, I'll try it. I prefer a phone call. I don't like emails. So if they want to talk to me, they should call me. Which is a challenge in and of itself. I prefer voice, conversations for business deals, even if I'm just reviewing a product. So we'll see how they respond. Excuse me. Well, that's good though, Sean. Like you start doing a nice, tea blend and brewing. I mean, it's a very special thing. You get those right ingredients, and it's just like a good tea brew done properly. And just sometimes you get these runs that work out magically. It's like all the variables come together, and your plants like it. FFF, stupid, pointless waste of fucking time as far as I'm concerned. The natural quick flip of a 12-12 in general premise is such a shock to the traditional growth of gradual of outdoor in terms of how a genetic was built in terms of the many millennia it came to be. Just go to 12-12. Stupid. Darkness at the end on the finish, very much a real practice. But for flip, I think the first time I heard about that was 6 or 7 years ago. And people started talking about, oh yeah, you do that, this thing. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like, that don't do shit. You're actually just wasting a transitional period of where you should have had 12 hours of light. Because when that flower hormone is starting to be produced from that 12 hours of darkness period, you still want that 12 hours of light because you're giving all that fucking great energy to that transitional part of those nodal glands, right? Like, so, yeah, like, no, just, no, my personal opinion, and rarely will I say there's things that are just dumb or like don't do it or like just I just know and I'll put my foot in stone in terms of my personal 2 cents. And normally I'm very open about things. This is one of them. That practice, my humble 2 cents, pointless, dumb as shit, no fucking point. Personally. What's up, Canjuana Grows? How are you, my friend? Oh, hell yeah, 7X Harder, my friend. Rock and roll. I'm excited for you as well in terms of your move of moving down to Colorado. Lewis 300. What do you think of HLGR spectrum? Well, I'd have to pull it up. Got a link? Oh, wait, you can't post a link in here. Oh. Checking. One is fucking vastly overpriced because I know my rig beats it. Oh my goodness, we got a little bit of red spectrum in here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Oh, 616 nanometer. Oh. No. Stupid and pointless. Basically, the sad thing of what they're doing on quantum boards, I had respect for quantum boards when they weren't playing into the stupid world of NASA's technology ideologies from 20, 30 years ago that was playing with certain of these spectrums. And the fact is LED tech in and of itself and building a proper, efficient rig that is cranking and finding a way to set up a rig that is both cost effective with the best parts, but that you can crank power through and run it up to the max and keep her on like fucking rocking the whole time and have it last for years and have it crank. Is the way you set up a rig. And so a 3500 Kelvin color spectrum in and of itself on its own does not require a 660 red add-on, doesn't require infrared ultraviolet, okay? It did before. Part of why we were fucking around with these things back in the hood days of LEDs, I switched to LED and fucking around with it over 10 years ago before any of this shit was here. And I'm not saying I am an electrical engineer or anything by anything, but I have watched it evolve. I've played with all the shit. I have a lighting brand in partnership out by Soulstrip. You know, like I am a grow light now. With no updates coming. But it's kind of sad that that's where they're going because I think, personally speaking, I've played with a 660 or deep reds, infrared and ultraviolets. If you can actually have a proper chip like we're starting to play with and you have a way to set up a power balance and crank that shit out, you don't need those secondary things. It's a nuance. It's not required. Because having a chip emitting within a Kelvin color spectrum has all these blanketed. It's an add-on that you're going to make flash and go, oh, look at that. Yes. But it doesn't do fuck all. It doesn't add shit. You're wasting space on your board for putting more proper chips that should be on there and it's probably what they've done is they did it as a cost saver. Because, let's put these cheap as shit chips that don't do fuck all and do that and we'll make a thing and it's a marketing and like, it's so fancy, it's a thing and no, fuck off. Fuck off. I'll put my squatches, especially in the new upgrade that's coming, against their shit and their little R spec blah 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 any fucking day of the week. It's a flawed idea. It is the wrong idea. It is using the old idea on chips when the new idea is to embrace the power of the new chip and using proper drivers and setups and wiring and to crank it out like a fucking hot rod. Keep operating temperatures within 50 to 60 degrees centigrade, leaving 25 to 35 degrees in your operating fucking parts. You gotta like that run forever. Also, too, not making it fucking heavier than shit helps too. Like, hello. I have not been drinking, and I have no opinions on that answer, so I have no comment. I have no comment. What's up, Ken Juana Grove? Sorry about that. I got lost on the tangent in my own brain. Hey, sounds good, my friend. And I apologize that we had to take the PayPal off, but it was not our choice. We're just further having, the big players attack us. DJ Drew 24B. The great thing is one, it won't go forever after this, because simply put, I gotta do 3 shows this weekend. This is day 1. I got other stuff I gotta get done too, and be responsible. But I'm also having fun too. I don't want to go right away, and I'm not going to. I'm not saying I'm going, everyone. All right, but you can always watch it tomorrow. We keep our live streams up, so. Oh, Lewis 300. Okay, I can't answer any of that right now, but Lewis, I will say one thing. Did you see the passion where I answered and said things to the question of things and thought things and things of things and things of things? Just know that there's things and things and things and things that are coming. Okay? Thanks. Know what I'm saying? Good, DJ Drew 24B, and I'll be here to annoy you back. Fucking roach, man. That tobacco is good. Well, my friends, so I do believe though. Ooh, what's that? Oh, it's the spray bottle. How's your tooth doing? Oh, Nicole, you're here. Hello, Nicole. Good to see you, my friend. Good, actually. It's funny, I'm not great at, remembering to eat all the time. I kind of get in the moment doing business shit. It's bad. Ask my wife. Years, comes home. So what did you do today? Oh my God, honey, I did this. I had this meeting. I pulled off this and this and that, and this and that. And, oh, that's great. What did you eat? I've had like 10 beers and half a deck of cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but back in the day, that's how I would answer over the years. And she's like, that's not food. I'm like, well, beer's like food. And it was like literally a daily thing. And I'm not defending it. I was a dumbass. So I'm trying really hard to eat better. So I actually have been eating and taking some multivitamins and some zinc supplements recently. And the second I started doing that combined with that, boom. Didn't need antibiotics. It's all gone now. That's the tooth. That's exactly where it was. If I would like touch it like this, and I'd be screaming, crying on the floor about a week ago. So it's doing a lot better. So you know what? I think it's just me proving to myself that I'm a dumbass. And hey, Potsquatch, eat better and take care of yourself a little bit better, and don't be a fucking idiot. All right? So, because that's just being a stupid idiot. So yeah, but thank you for asking, and it's a long-winded thing. But we like being real with people and being honest. And yeah, no, but you're good now, because like I won't lie to you, I hit that significantly, fairly solidly. Thinking back about how it hurt before. Yeah, that would not have happened. Well, it's true though, Nicole Lynn. All I did was force myself to eat eating was the hard part, especially when it got really bad because it was so bad. But then I was like, haha, I won't lie to you. I kind of raided the wife's, you know, cupboard of things. But I found some old, like, you know, men's Centrum vitamins that I had from before. So I took those. I took zinc for boosting my immune system. Took some omega-3, 6, 9s. Took some vitamin B12, energy, helping that metabolism fire and making it good, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was good though. And all of a sudden, boom, within 2 or 3 days of taking that shit, and that's it, all of a sudden it started getting better. And then I realized, wow, if I starved my body that much, then, wow, well, maybe there's something to be said with that. So I'm trying to be a good boy and take care of myself, Nicole. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be a good boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, the funny thing is, I've said that to myself over the years, usually when you're by yourself and never listened. But after trying to do it, I mean, and it's just, you know, like, I won't lie to everyone, this tube was so bad. Like, like, it was a good thing the Cadillac broke down. My wife was stuck in Vancouver, man. Like, there's a few nights I was on the floor and I was screaming bloody murder. And the poor dogs are like, "Daddy, are you okay?" I'm like, "Papa's fine. Just fuck off." Like, it was bad. And she works very early in the morning and works very long days, so it's a good thing that she did not have to witness that. And but it was bad, but it's good now. So thank you for asking, Nicole. Again, we're going back to that, but I remember the last time I had a bad tooth. I got to the point where I would just growl at people if I had to talk to them. I was so happy when it was pulled. What's up, Trina Rogers? How you doing, baby? I won't lie to you. The fact that, like, if I keep it clean, it's not being a dick now, and the fact that I'm being healthier now, it's probably not good. Because now I'm not going to pull it. I'm like, well, how long can I have it before it is a dick again? It's like a game now. Ha ha! Take that, bad tooth. I have a working immune system. And Bishop. Yes. Let's see what will happen. I'm a dumbass, but you know, gotta have fun somehow, everyone. It's the simple pleasures in life. I think right now we're just kind of having a one-on-one with, you know, Uncle Potsquatch being weird and just, this is me and being silly. And I know I'm being a dumbass, but I'm also just having fun and being myself, so. Hell yeah, Trina. What did you do today, my sister? Hell yeah. Rosin pressing, I'm assuming. Pressing some rosin there. Hell yeah. What kind of, what press you rocking, Trina? I mean, I just took an H-ton, let's try it again. H-frame 10-ton shot press. And then I strapped on can plates, controls, and plates and thermal probes and all that crap. Works. I love it. I mean, it works for me. I mean, it's kind of, you know, all over the place and haphazard, but, you know, I like it like that. But what are you pressing on, girl? £9 sherry, the rosin bomb. How are the terpene profiles coming out? It's smelling nice. I know. I feel you, Trina. I'm that asshole. It's funny though, because there's this company. I mean, they're a Chinese company. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, things are okay. Mars proved to be what they did, but this smaller company, and I've researched them. I started looking into them. So it's like They're not this huge giant conglomerate or anything like that. They're owned by bigger branches but aren't huge. But at the same time, they've been in the heat pressing game for about 14, 15 years. But so they're trying to develop these rosin presses. They're like, oh, I don't know. Like, so I haven't emailed them back. I'm going to say, look, I'll be completely honest with you. One, can I please edit the English on your website for you? I'll do it for free. Please. Because it's frustrating. Bad grammar frustrates me sometimes. And, but I'm happy to try your shit out and see what it's like. And I'll give you some pointers if you want. Because at the end of the day, if it works all right, I like my press. I'll keep my press probably, because this is my press. This is my baby girl. But I don't need to collect rosin presses. So, in the end, if I try a company saying, give them some shit, we get a free press, we can help someone out, give that to someone. That's pretty cool too, right? So. Oh, what's up, Lobster Girl? Shit. I didn't know there was a Lobster Girl, but that's awesome. What's crack-a-lackin', Lobster Girl? How's your day been? Now, can I ask you a question? Given that you are Lobster Girl and Lobster Boy, if you eat lobster, is that considered cannibalism or just a cruel, dark joke? I'm sorry. I enjoyed that one personally. Oh, fuck. Fuck. And I didn't spike the John. I mean, I guess I gotta roll another one. Yes, it is. But I gave you two options, Lobster Girl. You said, yes, it is, but I had two options. I'll wait. I'm just joking. I'm being a dick. I'm sorry. I'm just having fun. I'm a little stoned. Well, I have a few beers too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10. Not during the show. I had a few before too, but it's just Bud Light though, so it's like water. Well, Trina Rogers, in terms of pressing, and if you want to make rosins and you want to make the fucking true death milk, you need to abandon sativa for the rest of your life. You need to be like the Squatch and commit your life to indicas and cushes and things like that. And then proper drying and curing your shit. Or properly take care if you're doing like a live rosin, you're going to flash freeze that shit, press those live glands. That's cool too. But I mean, indicas. The world of indica is what you need to press. I mean, there's some pretty crazy hybrids though out there now too that have been mixed where you can get a lot of interesting profile notes coming through from different cannabinoid and terpene profiles from the other world where having that indica resonance there still being dominant in terms of that hybrid. So but yeah, a good place to start, especially if you're, learning and playing around, you want to start getting some good yields, playing around with some sexy shit, indica's girl, 100%. And with making rosin, you want a light color on shit, that comes from earlier harvest. The color of rosin often is not the temperature of what you're pressing at. It actually has to do a lot with the color of the weed titty milk, as it were. Coloration in trichromes is representing the color of that essential oil and that weed titty milk that we're in weed, that when you're pressing that rosin on that rosin press, that's coming out. So it's like Adam's question the other day was like, how is James at canaplates.ca? How's he getting such crazy colors on his shit? And I was like, a big part of it is like when it's coming down, what it is, and all that kind of stuff, right? But people have this, intentional thought that dark means bad. And it's just, fuck off, bullshit. Well, I feel you, Adam. So what I did, Uncle Potsquatch bought a 10-ton H-frame hand pump press with gauge, because having a gauge is extremely important. Having a gauge, even if it's just a basic gauge setup, is quintessential to being able to have a press that you can really play with and make some masterful, wonderful, crazy things. So that H frame I got on sale about $209 Canadian, and then I bought top line plates and a smart controller. So the controller that comes from Canna Plates is a smart controller. It learns. The more it's got a thermal probe on the bottom, so when you heat up your plates, keep your plates together. But as it heats, the more you use it, it is getting more accurate and smarter. It's designed that way. And it's got a stupidly large memory in terms of presses. I think a big part of it is it keeps track of presses and certain differential shifts, and that's how it starts to store sort of data in its brain on how it works. But so yeah, like they're not the cheapest thing. I'm pretty sure that, and if it doesn't work now, I'll call James and ask, because I'm pretty sure we have a forever discount for all Potsquatches at their company. I think they only sell within Canada currently. I keep bugging them on that. One day, maybe they'll open it up. But for Canadians at least, I think if you use Potsquatch 50, I think that's the code for 15% off. I can't remember though. There you go, Trina. The Red Mexican. Good evening, Brother Squatch. What strain do you recommend for a high yield, high THC, good flavor grow? Well, one, I recommend that you need to realize that just a high THC profile don't mean shit. Tetrahydrocannabinol is one of many cannabinoids and psychoactive wonderful chemicals in cannabis. There's also hundreds of others that aren't psychoactive. So it's actually a very complex plant if you look into what actually goes into its oil. So if you want a good fucking yield, one, typically, again, indica. Go with a good indica, especially for indoor, right? Good resinous, stanky shit, naturally prone to hardcore density with a little help along with CO2 injection, a few other little tricks and doodads, you can get that shit going crazy. So, yeah, basically. And yeah, 1 second there. And for the flavour, fucking indicas, a good solid indica has, for me personally, the flavours and the smells to me that feel right. So, yeah, I am very biased towards the world of indica. Oh, hell yeah. I do things like that all the time, my friend. And that's typically, I'm using a dry ice hash most of the time these days with what I'm pressing. But it comes out with a beautiful profile. The first time I tried that hash plant shishka berry that we made, it reminded me of the first time I vaporized really good cannabis through like a volcano vaporizer. Those of you in my age or older will remember the first volcanoes came out, and that first time you vaporized super amazing, cushy chronic through a volcano. And that's totally what that reminded me of. That's what that flavor profile was. It took me back to flavor country, and I was like, damn, hello, good times. No, Red Mexican, I am not the man. I am a man, and I am fighting the man. I'd prefer to be called a Potsquatch, to be fair. Just teasing. Call me what you will, and I'll love you back. As long as you're not being a dickhead about it. No, I can't. Well, to be fair, you can be a dickhead and cunt in a good way too, so, but, you know, it's all about intention. And I love it. It's a long-winded way of, I feel weird when people say stuff like that, so, but thank you. Thank you very much. I am a man. Well, Adam Duplessis, the easiest way is basically just go on Google, plug in, like literally go, this is how I did it. Where can I buy dry ice? And either I found a localized city or typed in my postal code, go, where can I find dry ice close to? And then type your postal code. And that is how I would recommend you doing it. Not a lot of dry ice is required, to be fair, to process even pounds of smalls and flour. So remember that you do not need a shitload. So where you can also probably, in certain places at least, you can order it in and you get a big shipment. Like, you know, we bought 20 pounds, lost 5 pounds overnight. We had to buy it 2 days before and kept it in the cooler. Had roughly 15, maybe used 5 to process 3.5 pounds of smalls and flour and trim, and ended up, well, no, maybe 7 or 8. So we, like, about half of it went to the, you know, to the fishes, quote unquote. Yeah, so not a lot is required to process a fair amount of making that, you know, dry ice sieve. So don't order it off the internet, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a large minimum order on that one. So no worries. That's one of the vids that we've had taken down and we're fighting YouTube over, actually. Yeah, the dry ice hash video has been taken down. We've been fighting them and we've appealed it, but nothing has happened as of late. And don't worry, once we get the crops going again in the update videos, going back into the lab, that will always still be a free hand. We're not going to just be always like, oh, we're on at 5.5 now. So for all the update videos coming for all the plants, that's always going to be a free hand on that one. Even if it's a free hand, I might even put it in like what it's in right now, but like carry it around and still do the same shooting. But just know that we're not going to be locked into this thing. I mean, because like that's one of the things I've been aware of. It does change the dynamic of the channel a little bit sometimes. But for all the, you know, update flower videos and veg videos, and we'll still get in there and get personal and be mobile, rocking around and do the interviews with the boy plants, and it'll be nice. Well, my friends, I think it's that special time. It's that special place. I'm going to go. But, my friends, it has been a wonderful live stream. It has been a wonderful show. My pot squatchers. We do technically have a Patreon, actually, but I never really did anything with it because they take a very large percentage cut, in my opinion, for what they do. And that's why I've resisted it. That may have changed these days because maybe enough, I haven't checked in a long time. But their percentage take was too big for me to want to allow. And but yeah, but anyway, my friend, we'll figure out all that stuff later. I ain't worried about it. PayPal fucked us, but we still can take credit cards, at least on our store right now. I am looking into other things to try to open shit up, but and I apologize for that. But at the same time, when the man decided to come fuck you, sometimes there's not so much you can do, at least initially. So, but the Christmas holiday sale, holidays of all, not just Christmas, that's just what I grew up with. So everybody's included, motherfuckers. I'm still gonna fucking drink my eggnog, you know what I'm saying? But it's a sale for everybody. It's on all months till New Year's. 1 minute. I think I've actually programmed it 1 minute before New Year's, or exactly at New Year's it ends. The second New Year's hits into 2020 is when this sale ends in the store the way I programmed it. Yeah, I actually programmed the sale while I was sitting on the morning throne having a coffee. And I was like, well, this will be funny. Yeah. Yes, it will be. No worries, Adam. Happy to fucking do it, mate. Happy to do it. Sir, my friends, I'm not going to go this second. Shush, puppies. Does anyone have a final question? I will answer 3 final questions before I go. To be fair, the motherfucker's been probably in the bedroom far too long, Ken Justin, so I'm going to let him sleep on the speakers and the guitar amps and maybe leave him a bottle of whiskey, so, you know, when I'm not looking, he can have some fun too. So I'll probably do that instead, Ken, is what I'm thinking. But we'll go with 3 questions. There's 3 questions now. The first 3 questions asked will be answered. Dun, 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 dun. Who can type the fastest? Maybe nobody's typing. You never know. That's all right, too. We can all just take a night, and that's fine as well. But well, I'm assuming that we haven't gotten a couple of questions yet, so nobody really cares about that. That's all right. Who gives a shit? I just wanted to give everyone a chance in case that was the thing that was required. So anyway, my friends, my fellow Potsquatchers, I need you all to know happy holidays, and I love all of you. And for all of you that supported the GoFundMe for Albert, we're in the process right now. That's all still safe. Pulling that out so we can send it down to him and his sons. We're currently nowhere near our goal, but we're working on it, and we have raised those. Potsquatch Growers Army Canadian, about $740 Canadian, which translates to American at least, I'm assuming, 600 something bucks. So that'll be a big help to them at the holidays, and thank you for everyone who donated to that and reached out. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting the channel, sharing it with your friends. The lights are selling insane. And I mean, in one sense, yeah, they're good lights. I mean, I get it. I mean, but people have been very supportive and sharing with their friends. And we've received so many emails about people, some people, you know, just ordering the one light with what they're receiving, and that means the world to us. And, you know, we're working on our darndest to even speed up the rate at which we build them. We're working on that. New worlds and growing pains, but we'll get there in the new year. And we got a lot of really exciting things coming for everybody and for all of you. But my friends, oh no, I could do some rolling videos. I got a shop on now, the redneck skin. Actually, that could be funny. Okay, I will make a comprehensive / entertaining comedy video on rolling weed. Light info vid. We could definitely do that too, Nicole. 100%. Send me a personal message exactly what you mean by that so I can make sure I cater to all requirements for your definition. Well, my friends, you beautiful, you beautiful fucking pot scrotches, you're just fucking awesome, all of you. And it's just like, you know, and I do, like, sometimes Betty and I, you know, we're sitting here, and we just don't have the energy to do a show. And I just want you to know, eventually Mogwai then comes in, and then our family to yours at these holiday times. He does not like this, he's stressed out. Mwah. We love all of you. My pot squatches to you. Peace and love. And happiness. You beautiful motherfucking pot squatches. And remember, the true grower is the forever student. Don't be afraid to take risks. And don't be afraid to be an asshat. As long as an asshat to you is a positive thing. You're allowed to have opinions. But keep an open mind. Don't be a dick fuck. But don't put out the bullshit. But learn to actually understand the difference. And a big part of that time is swallowing our own ego and actually listening. I think the world, if we learn to listen more, might be a little bit of a better place. But anyway, motherfuckers, I love you. Peace the fuck out. I can't end it from the laptop. It's running through the phone, so I'm going to walk around. It's the thing. But I love all of you, everybody. We talked about it the other day. Oh, well then, Nicole, it'll come back to me. My brain's an interesting place, my sister. Well, my friends, Uncle Potsquatch! I'm dropping my tripod. I fixed it, I grabbed it, it's okay. Loves ya. Certainly a new ending for us. Peace and love, everybody. Rock and roll.
Hey, Betty, say something to everybody. Mr. Betty, Mr. Betty, Mr. Betty, Mr. Betty.
Okay, everybody, sorry. Just being a stoner. Okay, peace, everybody.